Hey,
So wait, we're
we're
live
live.
now?
Yeah, now we're live.
Okay, hey guys.
Hey, why don't you start it off there? I'm
We need
tired.
some music.
Some
Or we need to get
intro.
like a theme song. I don't know. There's got to
Someone
be a
wants
guy
to
on
hum a
mic
song in the background,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
beatbox maybe.
That's all I've
A
got.
pretty good beatbox.
It was terrible. Don't compliment it. Uh-oh, no, the other computer actually starting.
Are we
Okay.
reverbing?
So, welcome to Drawing with Dads, episode 5, I think. I don't know. I might have mislabeled them a bunch of times. So.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drawing with Dads, Tokyo Drift.
It's really a prequel. It's really a prequel.
That is true. I think Tokyo Drift, not to correct you there, Nick, Tokyo Drift started in the same world, but a different set of characters.
Was it later? I don't remember.
I think it was like at the same time.
They're out of order.
They go back to him at one point in time.
Those movies are god awful, but I did watch like the what is that? The guy who does honest movie trailers.
Oh yeah.
They like break down the order of the films. And like number 3, the Tokyo Drift is like actually the 6th one or
Oh
something.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because it happens later on. That's right. There it is. Okay, so hi everyone.
This is our Fast and Furious discussion group.
I'm Wesley Hall. I do nameless PCs. Someone else go. Quick, now.
I'm Stephen McGee. I do Rain Dog Comic.
I'm Nick Pruitt, and I do this.
And we're joined by da-da-da-da.
Hi, I'm Megan McKay and I draw a doodle for food.
Hooray.
Yay!
Hey, welcome to Drawing with Dads.
I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We appreciate you taking time out of your doodling for foods schedule. And this is the worst. This is why I don't have a talk show. Hey, we have 5 people watching. Hello, 5 people.
All right. Identify yourselves.
Yeah, now, immediately.
I think this is the best thing you could do with a Saturday night, though.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
I mean, hanging out with us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on, everyone? I feel like we're not really good at the starting the chat thing. So, you guys just start talking amongst yourself.
My week was kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, why was that?
I decided it was time for me to leave my part-time job. It's my last semester of school, so I decided that I was going to only be focusing on comics and school. So hopefully I can spend more time on comics. It's really what that means.
That's awesome.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, welcome to more comics.
So you're finishing school.
Yes.
Excellent. Or what degree are you pursuing? Accounting?
This is the best dad questioning.
Yeah.
Right. I'm getting a degree in advertising.
Oh, look at that.
Oh
Cool.
my god.
So it's interesting.
Do you feel like your skills that you've learned have helped you with promoting your comic?
Yeah, I think it's been surprisingly a bunch of both. I think that having a comic for fun and in a low pressure situation has helped me learn a lot of tricks for online marketing. So I get to go into class, and when people start talking about online marketing, I'm like, oh, I totally know what you're talking about. And I get to be the teacher's pet, which is nice. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
I'm a suck up. So, yeah. And Brian Casey says that I'm officially a dad.
Yeah, congratulations.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, I think you made a pun within the first 5 minutes of the hangout, so I'm pretty sure that's all it really takes.
Yeah, I've just kind of gone back and tried to read all of your comics, and I'm like, I understand now. You know, the puns. I'm like, it's gonna fit right in.
Yeah, and I know it's gotten bad when I unintentionally include a pun in a comic, and then readers point it out to me, and it actually makes me mad because it's gotten away from me. I don't even realize I'm doing it anymore.
Soon it becomes all you can speak in. It just overtakes your life.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, that's great news. You guys are all going for like, you guys are all starting to focus only on your comic, man. I'm kind of jealous.
Well,
Wes, how's the freelance gig coming along?
it actually is coming along pretty good. Let's see. The first week was a little slow, but then like my old job contacted me and was like, "Hey, can you help out?" And even then, contacted me further and was like, "Hey, later in October, can you just come in and can we reserve you for 40 hours?" And I was like, "Sweet."
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Right on.
So I will take that, any day of the week.
And is that with the Sluffworks?
Sluffworks that's just a group of friends who do some stuff. That's with the company's called Geodigital,
Okay.
and they do. I did emails, so marketing emails. So companies would come through and would like use our skill set to code and send out emails for like whatever car sales or the holidays are coming up, so whatever Christmas sale they got going on. So
Cool.
so I code and design emails. And there are a ton of people in the chat. Hey chat, how's it all going? Let's see.
Okay, so I figured out the reverb was from me last week because I kept trying to check. I've successfully checked out the chat, and then like it just screwed you guys' audio up so bad because the computer was garbage.
Oh, is that what was happening?
I'm staying far away from the chat, so you're gonna have to like dictate.
Well, the one question
Just read it for an hour.
that will be me live reading the chat and everyone else. There is a question directed to you, Stephen, here. From
sweet.
Is it Hayden Malone? I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce everyone's name.
Oh, excellent.
And they're asking how is Manga Studio working for you?
Great.
You just switched over, right? You may want to explain that, maybe.
Yes. So I've just come to a limit with Photoshop. I had Photoshop Elements. I bought it on a whim, or not on a whim, but like it was the cheapest option available. It was either spend $90 or $1,000. When I started my comic. So I chose the $90 version, and it really worked out for what I wanted. But it was just time to move on once I kind of reached my limitation. Like you can't install brushes that well. There's definitely a lot of stuff that you can't do with it. There's no grouping in Photoshop Elements, so.
Oh gosh.
I guess Manga Studio, it was just time to move on. It seemed like it's more geared towards comic artists anyways. And after talking and shopping around with a lot of different products, even Mischief, I actually almost considered Mischief. I chose this one. It came on sale like a few days ago, and actually Hayden was one of the guys, and Wes, and you were, and I think Jesse Kiefer from Tank Monkey. So it worked out well. I love it.
Yeah, I love Manga Studio. I got it for like 40 way back in the day. So.
Sucker.
Yeah. It still works for me. It was still basically it.
I don't have Manga Studio yet, and I'm drawing about it and being sad.
Should I be saying manga? Like, should I,
You got me. It doesn't matter. We don't care.
It's a time-honored thing. I'm like crapping all over. Should I really honor the
ruining things?
What else would it be?
Manga,
manga.
Main.
Well,
but it's also like whenever I say manga, I feel like I'm saying it like all redneck or something.
You are from North Carolina, so I think you're allowed to get away with it, right?
Is that land of the rednecks?
Yeah.
Actually, it's South Carolina, but yeah, land of the rednecks.
Oh, whatever. There's a saying.
Wait, there's two of them?
2 Carolinas?
Dude, that's too many. Too many.
I'm confused.
Geography, not the strong suit. The strong for dads. I'm just going to add that as a byline for everything. So, but you're liking it and everything?
Absolutely. I think it's fantastic. I'm having a good time with it. It's really cool with color. It's hard to... It's just like, it's not Photoshop, so it's kind of hard to learn the non-Photoshop parts of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was like a thing. And then I remember, now I go back and forth occasionally, and it's the same thing where it's just like, how do I get this? I can't remember now. Like I try to do Photoshop commands and manga commands in Photoshop.
I'm just surprised that you're brave enough to try it on a live stream.
But
Was
yeah,
it
this is
pretty?
my second time drawing with it actually.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now I can, so everyone can judge you harshly by media.
Right. That'll make you a pro, so.
Yeah.
Please forgive my color choices and my overall demeanor. I might cuss a lot.
Please just forgive everything about this stream. We're already sorry for it.
So Megan, I saw you kind of like you threw a photo out of planning a book. Is that true?
Yes, well, what happened was I just, because I got caught up in school and I've been working with webtoons, and so I was just so focused on getting that settled that I mentioned offhand to, I think, Jeremy K at one point, that I was like, oh, I would like to launch a Kickstarter on Doodle for Food's 3rd birthday or 3rd anniversary. And he was like, have you started planning yet? And I was like, what do you mean planning? What does that mean? And so then he had to explain to me that I should have been planning like months ago. So now I've kind of got to work on that. And that's me scrambling to try and meet my own deadline.
Yeah.
So,
That's great. That's fantastic. So when's the 3rd birthday?
January 31st.
Oh yeah, you got time. Well, actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. You might have time. I don't know.
It's, it depends on how much you like working in whatever you call it.
See, well, Steven's like you have time,
Design.
but Steven doesn't sleep.
Yeah,
Uh,
Steven
So,
Right.
is immortal.
You know, you're dealing with 24 hours a day when you talk to him.
Yeah, I try not to sleep. I think it's stupid.
Are you Data? Because that's my question.
No, but now that I'm going back and watch him, I'm like, God, what a badass, you know? He just doesn't sleep and he's just smart. This is
I just
cool.
watched the
He
one
really
where he
beats
got
down the
collected.
Borg. He beats down the Borg.
Spoiler
First
alert
contact,
there.
I'm telling you.
Oh, I love it. That show is great.
I just got to the one where he was collected for like a guy's collection or whatever of like rare objects, and then he escapes. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, he escapes because he's Data.
He escapes because someone else lets him out, and then he's about to kill the guy, and they're all like, "I beamed him on board," and then he lies like a robot would.
Whoa. It's the most human thing he could do.
Yeah, it is the most human thing you can do.
Megan, you watch Star Trek?
I really wish that I.
You're out. Just go.
I was like,
I'm glad you're letting us down gently. But look, nerds, I have better things to do.
No, that's not it. It's what happened was I just have never been a big like, I don't usually play games, like video games or watch shows, and so I joke that I'm about 10 years behind on everything. But recently, my friend had me watch Battlestar Galactica, and it started my love of sci-fi. So I started a few episodes of Star Trek, but then because I'm just so used to never watching anything, I just kind of wandered off and then never came back. But now that you guys have shamed me, I will start up again.
Publicly shamed you in front of 11 people.
Yes. I'll never...
Real dad, real shame.
Really.
So I
That's
feel like...
great.
Like,
That's-
what, are you busy, like, doing useful work and making comics or something instead of watching TV? Gosh.
What's wrong with you?
Sorry, guys, I'm just too busy being successful. Watch your little Star Trek.
Planning for my future.
I mean...
Gross.
No, I feel like I have to watch it so that I can win my official honorary dad badge. So
It's okay. I'm behind on the Star Trek, so I watched a little bit when I was growing up with it, but then I started to go back on Netflix and watch it. There are some terrible episodes.
Truly.
Really bad stuff.
Truly.
Just I will hammer through this. I don't know.
Lost.
What? Steven's outraged. What?
No, my love started with my dad worked really late, you know, a lot. And so like he'd get home super late and he would tape all these shows and we'd basically like, hey Dad, what's up? We're up late to hang out with you, and one of them was always like Star Trek Next Generation. So it was always he's like, that's Data, He would teach us lessons via television,
Nice. That's some true dad. I'm going to get in my shows, but I'm also going to make sure to spend quality time with my dad.
I want to relate this. Got caught skipping school one time, and like there was an episode of Home Improvement where like one of the kids gets busted for a pot, and he sits me down. He's like, "Now, son, I need to talk to you about something." And like we watched the episode together, and he tries to like have this Kodak moment, which fell flat as hell. I love the guy.
Champ.
He's like the embodiment of Cable Dad, the movie. Except, well, I'm gonna take that back and move on.
All right.
As I'm crying over here, I'm just Making a lecture, I do not have Manga Studio drawing. It's pretty scary.
Oh, thank you. Let me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Some raw emotion.
It's true.
Yeah.
Nick, you got it right, but you use
Nice.
I have it, and I've been using it more. I'm just not using it here because for some reason I have the Clip Studio version, and I can't screen share only it. I have to give you my whole desktop,
yeah.
which is frightening.
That is. I don't want to see that mess.
You don't want to see that.
I'm sure.
So what's the difference, actually? So I bought Clip Studio Paint Pro. I don't know, is that the same thing?
Yeah. So my understanding is the only real difference is that Manga Studio originally didn't have a digital release, and so when they did a digital release in America, they changed the names. I don't know if that's. I think that's about it.
I think that's it. Yes.
But otherwise, it's the exact same program. And I think it's just to get over that, like, they don't want anybody saying Manga Studio. Maybe they just don't want Americans messing up the title.
It's the same exceptionally poor English in the manuals.
Yeah. Is it? Nice.
It's like every post you're just like, is that the whole answer? Or it's like they only wrote half of it, really.
I'm impressed you actually read the post.
I do sometimes when I get really stuck on like, what the heck am I doing
Oh, yeah.
with this thing? I'm like that nerdy responsible guy that's like, well, let me read the manual before I build this. Otherwise, something bad could happen.
Let's see. We have some requests for drawings in here.
Okay.
In the chat here. It's like, can you draw a rabbit with a tiny little penis? Asking for a friend from
Oh my god. Habitual offender? Funny man.
Funny man. If you don't know, he draws a comic with a rabbit with a tiny little penis. I like that he also made sure to emphasize that it was a tiny and little penis. I think it's fairly decently sized for the rabbit. I don't know.
It's the opposite of compensating.
Yeah, it's like under compensating. I don't know. Let's see, and then another question is, could you draw each other what you think? Blah, that is terrible reading. I'm really good at this. Could you draw what you think each other would look like if they were the Tick? Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
We did talk about the Tick some last time, if I
did.
recall correctly.
Spoon, yeah, we talked about the comic The Tick, too.
Paul the Samurai and all that.
Mm-hmm. I know if I looked like the Tick, I would look like Arthur, though. Is like the sad part.
I think we're all Arthur, really.
God, what a great show.
Not in the face.
It was so good. Not in the face, not in the face.
Not in the face would be a great battle cry.
It is a great battle cry. You guys don't cry that going into battle. Now, Megan,
I've
have
been
you
drawing
seen
lots
The
of crazy
Tick?
looking Batman heads.
What?
Have
Yeah,
you ever seen
The Tick is a special thing.
Or are you behind on that too?
I think I've seen a few episodes of it
Well, that's good.
when I was a kid.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
It's not as popular as Star Trek, so you're not missing out.
Yeah. Well,
I think you'd appreciate it.
I think it's a lateral jump from Battlestar Galactica, though. I think you can go straight from.
They're pretty much, there's so many similar plot lines.
Yeah, it makes sense though, you know.
It just like translates over. I've never seen Battlestar Galactica, so that's okay.
Yeah, me either, man.
I haven't either, but like I've heard nothing but incredible things about it. Like people, life. I mean, even Portlandia did a thing about how.
I was
life
gonna say I always
Yeah.
think of the Portlandia episode where like
Yeah.
this job and
I'm worried that will happen to me. You know, it's just like, what have you done today, honey? Nothing. I watched 12 episodes of Battlestar Galactica.
right. You walk a fine line, man. You do.
Yeah.
I understand.
So are we drawing the tick one or the rabbit?
I was going to start with the rabbit one, because I don't know what anyone would look like as a tick.
Okay.
Those are big shoes to fill. You start where you want to. This is, you know, we're drawing for dads. We're very free range here. I don't want to inhibit you. You're very free.
Okay.
So rabbit with genitals. That's where we're going.
Yeah.
Clarify.
Your watchers immediately. Just shoots them. No. Come back. So, Chad, if you have anything you'd like to see drawing, let's see. We will accept them. I'm like a bad moderator at watching the chat and trying to draw. It's all over the place.
If the chat has any questions, they can always ask too.
Yeah, if there's any dad questions. Megan, do you have any questions about being a dad that you'd like answered?
Maybe we can sufficiently scare you.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think I'm prepared to be a dad yet. So, mostly I just take it as you guys just don't sleep. Is that correct?
Yeah, just about.
That's a big part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I thought I when I was in college that like I didn't sleep much, but like it does not compare.
I think like what my thing is like there's so many things that still have to get done or want to get done, like the comic, that you just like your time. You're like, okay, cool. As soon as I get to bed, I'm gonna probably 3 hours, and then it turns into 8, and you just try and get in as much as you can.
Yeah, I think it's the difference is like in college you got that, like you were gonna go with little sleep, but it was gonna be, you know, uninterrupted or on your terms. And here it's just like, all right, I'm gonna try to go to sleep at midnight, and I'm gonna hopefully make it to 5, and that may not happen. You know, someone may wake up at 2 a.m. and just need to be fed a bunch of yogurt until they pass out. That was my Thursday morning. It was just like, all right, let's do this.
And how much yogurt will it take for me to get back to bed?
So the answer, a ton.
A lot. I'm gonna have a Bugs Bunny inspired rabbit, I believe, because I talked about my love of Chuck Jones a few weeks ago.
So yeah, you're gonna give Bugs Bunny genitalia. I'm worried about you.
I'm probably going to censor the genitalia.
Oh, that's good to know.
I was gonna go so obscene.
You're going for it.
I'm actually just gonna draw the genitalia. That's what I'm doing now. I mean, it looks like a bunny, but you know, it's just,
Hey.
With a bunny attached to it.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
Really?
say genitalia with a bunny painted on it.
Yes, think of the genitals with a bunny just pasted onto it. Maybe.
Just find a picture on Google Images of a guy with that tattoo.
this is not what you should be searching.
Bunny with genitals tattoo. Oh, on his neck. Good choice.
Wait. So Megan, how's your experience been with Webtoons?
Oh yes.
It's been great. I started with them in June, and then I just got renewed again because they have contracts for 3 months at a time. So I got renewed again.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So how does that work exactly? There's like you send in like an application. It's like a challenge thing, or I'm behind the times.
It kind of depends. They contacted me I think I participated in the first challenge contest that they had, but then I stopped uploading because I didn't really care for, in the challenge league that they had, it was a lot of negativity at first, because I think it was so new to everyone that people in Panic would be really negative to everyone instead of encouraging. So for me, I was like, that's not for me. I don't really want to deal with negativity. And so I stopped uploading, and then they contacted me almost, I think, a week after I had stopped, and they asked me just if I would be willing to be a featured artist. And that was one of my concerns, was that it was still going to be negative. But I talked to, I think, Dave of Merkworks had started there, and then I also talked to Nick a little bit about their experiences, and they said that it was pretty good. So I decided to give it a go, and it's been great. So
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fantastic.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
You deserve it for all your hard work in there.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I try and like get people to upload there a lot. I don't really know how the Challenge League has worked out for people, but it's a lot less negative. So it's always and it's like a kind of young audience. So that's been the real adjustment, is that it's kind of a young audience. So my darker humor has had to just stay on my normal site. So.
Well, if there's no dark humor allowed, I'll just stay away from there.
Yeah. It does not sound like they want sad old man comics. That's crushing.
So, like, if I made, like, MC Hammer puns, they wouldn't know what I was talking about.
They probably wouldn't. Because I think it's more of an international audience. So they
Maybe a phone with a cord on it.
Yeah.
Leave that joke out.
Leave that in, yeah.
Okay.
Throw some beepers around.
Right.
Arsenio Hall, you know.
That was I did a joke I put it on Tapastic where it was a TLC joke, and people were like, I did not get this.
Oh.
It was really crushing to me. Not a lot of crossover fans apparently.
I do not understand this. You're like, I was psych. It's not real.
Well, it requires you to know like the three members of TLC and then call upon that knowledge very quickly.
Sometimes when people are like, I don't get it, I just put Wikipedia article link. Maybe it'll work, you know?
Yeah. I think that's one of my pet peeves, is when people don't get it, but then they're offended that they don't get it, and they're mad at you. And it's like, well, I can't really fix if you don't get like the joke.
Here, let me give you a reading list so that you can be prepared for anything I might do.
Yeah. Man, I was going to say something, but I forgot. I usually am pretty forgetful. So sorry if I start saying something and then I trail off.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's perfect dad
do it all the
material
time.
right there. Yeah.
We're like, oh, most people don't do that? I don't know.
Most people just
Maybe
remember
that's the thing.
coherent sentences.
So actually, I know what you're talking about with the negativity on Webtoons. When I started posting them there, it's kind of around the same time, like Wes, I think Megan, you and Wes and me were like posting right around when they were starting. And I remember my score just was blasted down. Because there's like a rating, I think, that's involved.
Yeah.
Trying to get your notice out there if like you're trying to become a featured. And
Yeah.
I was getting like some hate about it. And some people were like, why would you even post there on Twitter? They're going to take all your rights. And there was that weird fear about that, too.
I remember that. People were really afraid in the Challenge League that I would just, like, destroy your rights. Nick,
Yeah.
Your rabbit is spot on.
Yeah. Wow.
All of your rabbits are good.
Yeah, that was something I was worried about too, but it kind of made it possible for me to even consider like doing comics full time. So I just felt like I should go with it and see how it went, and it's been great. So
That's good. Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
So how did you get started in comics? Do you get that question all the time?
Sorry.
Did you get a bug?
My headphone thingies fell out, so. And
Slap the table.
I'm upset about this. Never answering this question again.
Dare you ask?
Did it pick up? Did it pick up when the headphones fell out? Or no?
Sort
Yeah,
of.
I heard something.
On the table.
So what was the question that you were asking right before that?
How did you get started on comics there?
Oh, I actually got a degree in animation before I came to the school that I'm at for advertising, and it was my last 1 or 2 semesters, and they were talking to us about the importance of having an online portfolio, and I decided that if I was going to be forced to make a portfolio for things that, they're kind of stiff and stuffy, I wanted to have a portfolio that was ridiculous as well. So I made do for food, and I just started posting like cute things at first, like little actual doodles, and then I made comics, and people responded to them a lot more. So I just kept making comics because I thought it was fun, and it just kind of led me here.
Oh, nice. It's a good road to be on.
Yes.
Yeah, to be here talking to the 3 of us.
Yeah.
It's all led up to this.
It's pretty much the pinnacle of your career. You should just shut it down afterwards.
Drawing dirty bunnies.
Drawing dirty bunnies. So Chuck Jones, big influence on me. What are influences on your art, would you say? Curiosity.
Art style, or just kind of like humor, or?
Give us all of it, yeah.
Don't
I guess
hold
I was
back.
thinking style, but hearing humor, hearing what you read would be cool too.
I think one of the biggest ones was, I just remember being really drawn to, I don't know, he doesn't make comics anymore, but the humor of Pleated Jeans. He was on Tumblr a lot, but he used to make comics, and then now he's moved on to more kind of like practical jokes. And
yeah, I did not know that he made comics, because I've heard of that.
Yeah, his stuff was, because like I said, unless I was forced to be on like Tumblr or something, I just never really got involved in anything. So one of my friends was saying that Tumblr was a good place to post art if I wanted to do it for fun without having to pay for a website. So I got on there, and that's how I found his comics. And then I also found Poorly Drawn Lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and then I think those two were the ones where I just really, really enjoyed the humor. And it's actually, I don't know, I think my humor's evolved a little bit more, but like in terms of pacing and expressions, I really take a lot of inspiration from Poorly Drawn Lines and Pleated Jeans. So.
Very
See,
nice.
I didn't know
I'm gonna look some of that up now.
comic either.
I had no idea. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. So. And I guess art style. I should mention art style. Art style. It kind of everything started as a joke, and then it's kind of just like it's just stuck. So I really enjoyed Jaltoid animation. They're on YouTube, and I enjoyed one of their particular skits. There was like this ridiculous face with like bulging eyeballs, and I just really loved how expressive and goofy and just also cute it was. So I made something that was really similar to that, and it's kind of just slowly evolved into what this is. But everyone says that my stuff looks like Scott Pilgrim, so I actually have not read or seen, or I mean, I've seen Scott Pilgrim's work after people have mentioned it, but the Scott Pilgrim work, not, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that bug you, like when people make that comparison?
It actually fluctuates. Like there's sometimes where I'm like, yeah, can't really help if people see that when they look at it. And then there are some days where I'm like, no, I get really upset. Like one time it blew over where it's just, I mean, it was just the same comment. It's not like anything bad, but you're just like, oh, this reminds me of Scott Pilgrim. And I just went to my own like personal Facebook, and I was like, well, and I just like, it was almost like as if I had just typed up a confession of all of the feelings I had been holding back on the thing, and all my friends who at the time weren't really familiar with my comics were just like, all right, cool, thanks for sharing. So, yeah, but but now I've kind of just gone back to like, all right, cool. So.
What about you guys? Do you ever get compared to anybody that either like excites you or depresses you?
No.
I think I'd have to actually share my work with the world for that to happen.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough people actually checking out my stuff. I don't know, or maybe it's just so unique. I don't know.
It's because I'm doing something that's never been done before.
No one's drawn lines like this.
Wes, aren't you kind of thinking of a book too?
I am thinking of a book. I was thinking of smaller stuff, of doing like books based on the subject matter, because I feel like my jokes kind of range from all over the place, from like parenthood jokes to like video game jokes, and those audiences don't necessarily always overlap. So doing it like Nameless PCs versus, like Parenthood, and Nameless PCs versus video games or tabletop game stuff, so that you could get more of just whatever the type of comics are. I think Shelton Comics did that. One of the guys from Webcomics Weekly or whatever that podcast was.
Oh, Dave Kellett?
Yeah, Dave Kellett, there it is. Thank you. Yes, I think he did it with his Shelton books, where it was all like, these are all the English jokes, and these are all this type of jokes, and so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He had the literature one.
Yeah, so I was thinking that might be like a better way to do it than just trying to arrange them, because there are some bad comics in there. I will admit that. Like, I look back at some of the stuff, and I was like, I must have just been desperate this day. Just like, yeah, I have to put this out, or like it just isn't working. And then that's the thing I got to work on is my like writing. I think the most. What about you, Steven? Have you been compared to anyone?
Invaders Them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people will always give me that, especially at like cons, Like it was annoying in the beginning. Like I didn't really read a lot of Invaders Them. But I went back afterwards and was like, oh cool, I guess you're right. But not really. Like I don't.
There's like a nuance there. You're like, I can see where there's some like overlap, but there's also like there's a lot of cartoons that use big round eyes.
Yeah, that's what I came to realize. I was just like, oh okay, they just see big round eyes and generalize. So
yes,
there's a lot of because even with the Scott Pilgrim, is that Brian Lee O'Malley? I mean, a lot of that's reference to like manga and stuff, isn't it? So it's like. Not even him necessarily.
I was gonna say, I thought like just more of a Japanese influence or something than Scott Pilgrim. That didn't come to mind. Why would you make eyes round anyway, Stephen? Gosh.
Damn.
Gross.
How dare you?
Round eyes, real original. Who does that?
Being shaped like a 12-sided polygon. Change the game.
That's what Rick and Morty does, right? They draw it like.
Are their pupils?
Yeah, the pupils. They just draw them crazy.
I think I'm getting used to that now. Like I jumped on the bandwagon of hating the crap out of that feature of the show, even though the show's incredible. And now I guess I'm coming around just because I'm sick of being mad about it.
I think you just get used to anything. Like it's a little bit of a barrier to entry. I know a lot of people have like hated on the way I draw my character's nose, but.
I love it, man. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, you gotta have something that's unique and really noticeable about your art,
I thought it was just really bad. That was its noticeable quality. That was my goal, right? Yes.
I remember you had this one where he was like sick and he like pulls his nose off and empties it out.
That's what I was about to mention.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was so
The
great.
thing is, that has stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need
Me
to do more of those. The nose jokes, like really, people remember those. I did one where my daughter pulls it off and everything just like falls out of it. I really like that one. Like the "you got my nose" game or whatever.
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one too. I like it. I think it's cool.
Well, thank you.
I think it's cool. Yeah.
Welcome to Reassuring with Dad.
This is encouragement with dads.
This is
Our therapy session.
yeah,
Support group.
positive. Hey, I just did like a podcast interview and we were talking about drawing with dads, and I was like, it's nice because it is like such a seclusive process to do drawing. So it's nice to be like with a group of people, and there's no real like drawing requirements. You kind of can draw whatever, and you just get to talk and be like, oh, good, other people suffer through this fear or this like anxiety as well.
There was another question in the chat
What
from. Should I read it? Or?
Yeah, go for it.
You see it?
It's all you.
Hayden asks, if we weren't doing comics, what would we do?
Stripping? I think I would be stripping.
You're like, actually, I'm doing that right now anyway.
I shared my screen, so I wouldn't have to share my camera.
I like that part you're multitasking. Yeah, is that you're like this is also your like live web sex chat or something. What is he talking about? I don't know, but I'm turned on.
No, what about you guys?
I don't know. I'd probably still be illustrating and stuff. Me, Nick, and our friend Michael used to have like a part-time gallery. I think it's still up at parttimegallery.com.
Yeah, maybe we should like draw on that again. I don't know.
Maybe check that out. But where we do like daily just illustration.
We just drew stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd still be drawing, but probably not in the comic capacity. I don't know. I just got some software to make video games, so I'd probably be just banging my head against a wall trying to figure out Game Maker Pro right now, which is what I plan on doing shortly after I finish up some projects.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm gonna make terrible games that no one will want to play.
But it's fun.
It's gonna be fun.
It's about fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it's more like if I weren't a front-end web developer, what would I be doing? I think that's more the question. I would like to draw for a living. I think that would be awesome.
What's holding you back, Nick?
Myself, Wesley, myself.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Well, you had a moment in college where one of our professors introduced you as an illustrator who's pretending to be a designer.
Yes.
But I was thinking about it, and that same professor one time to me, maybe she just wanted everyone to draw.
I'm wondering, yeah, you said that in one of the other episodes, and I was just like, oh.
I think you're really good at that. I'm like, yeah, but I enjoy design, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, well, you're pretty good at that. She's like, but the way you can draw, like, she was trying to be polite, but, so.
She's like, yeah, you're a great designer, but the world has too many of those, which I think is probably true.
She was right about me, so what can I say?
She was right about both of us, Nick.
What can I say?
So
I'm working out my, so Ben Franklin did this thing to, he wrote out his schedule every day. Of course, Ben Franklin didn't have 3 children under the age of 5. At least like not living with him. They might have been like in France or something from like his wilder days.
But I hear that you're better than Ben Franklin right now.
So yeah, think about that, Frank. What'd you do? Like a kite? You held a kite?
Yeah.
Try raising human beings, huh? Be good, God-fearing citizens. All right.
I heard that he was kind of a bad dad, absentee father.
He was bad back in the day. Yeah, so I've worked out my ultra schedule, if you will, my old man Ben Franklin schedule. So that is the plan this week, to draw at least 10 hours a week is my plan, and to see what happens.
Oh,
so
nice.
I will say it aloud to you guys so you can hold me accountable.
Or any
It's like I'm not commuting anymore, right? So because I'm not commuting,
you
I
don't
should
have
be
that
drawing
free
during
time.
that time. So
Yeah.
that's the plan. And see what I can do.
Are you gonna do Inktober?
You know, I saw you talking about that, and I've been poking around and seeing some people that have done that in the past. I don't know. Maybe I will.
It
I
seems
could post it at the Drawing for Dad's Tumblr that I still haven't put up.
there you go.
We could just put some Inktober there. That would be a fun thing to do.
I tried to do Inktober last year, but I gave up halfway through because October is really difficult when you're in school. I mean, I'm sure it's difficult doing that any other time.
No, it gets easier. Don't worry. Your Octobers will never be terrible again.
Okay. Because I want to enjoy October. Like, I can't wait until the year that I am actually not in school when I can experience fall, because fall is my favorite season. So I want to go frolic in the...
Fall's the best.
Yeah.
It really is, man.
My daughter's 1-year birthday is in like 2 weeks. And I'm just like, you have the best birthday ever. Because it's like right at the beginning of October. It's just awesome.
You have a really unique opportunity because this will be like her first party ever, you know? You know what I'm saying? So like the first birthday party is really kind of bitching.
It is. And that's the one that, like, I mean, all of them we try to do a little, let them pick a little theme or do something fun. But for the first birthdays, my wife really likes to go crazy and make it all cool and stuff.
She goes all out.
The one that they won't remember, but we will, you know.
We were super lazy under that pretense. It's like, we'll just have some people over, and it won't be too bad. Like we just had like family over. Like she's not gonna remember it.
Yeah, well, that all of our families around here, so that's what we do too. We just have some family and just eat cake and stuff.
Yeah, that was about it. We showed her toys and got her to help open it. But I think the 7-year-old or the 8-year-old niece did most of the gift opening.
Right.
Not for you, but you can help her out. There you go.
So do you for Inktober, do you pick a theme, or?
I don't think you have to. You can do whatever you want, is my understanding. So, but I was gonna.
I'm not with it. I don't understand. I don't know what it is exactly.
So Inktober. Let's see.
Pen and ink drawing.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Yeah. It was started by Jake Parker.
Yeah. See, so I follow his work. That's why I've been thinking about it. Mm-hmm.
And he said he started it to get better at his own thinking kind of stuff, and just to get better practice in.
Right, as if he needs to improve. Sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back in the day, I think he started in 2009, so probably needs some improvement then. Back then, he was still probably better than all of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you just draw something every day. So that's the extent of it. I think I was going to do nameless PCs, so I was actually going to draw player characters for different games, role-playing games and stuff.
So I should just draw. I'll just draw you every day.
There you go. Draw me every day.
That's what I'll do.
That would be weird, but done. I'm in.
All right.
Last year I tried to do. I let people vote on what they wanted, and so then it kind of, since a lot of people always ask me for fan art for certain things, it was kind of their chance to ask for oh, can you draw Sam and Dean from Supernatural, and then I would draw it for them. But yeah, so I might actually do that again this year potentially. Who knows? Just thinking.
Do you like doing fan art like that?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I usually don't. I don't usually have the association, or I don't care about the characters as much as I know that people ask me do, and then I also just never have time. So
I can understand both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So I put that out there one time. I was like, hey, if you want to do fan art and get included in a comic or whatever, basically nobody really wanted anything drawn of any of my characters. They just wanted themselves kind of in my style,
Mhm.
you know. But I don't really have like recurring characters much anymore, anyways. After I kind of abandoned the storyline, so I think it's like some people just kind of want either to watch the process of you drawing or some sort of like personal keepsake. If you don't really have like solid characters.
Yeah, I really want to start a Patreon soon, and when I do, I'm gonna try and offer that, like the cameos and comics kind of thing, because I have to draw the comics anyway, so I might as well put in some people into the comics. You know, it makes it more fun for me because I run out of ideas of the kind of people to draw. So
That's a smart thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You can start with each of us.
right,
Um,
I'll do a drawing with Dad's reunion in a comic,
people will be like, "What is that?"
and I'll be like,
Why are there just a bunch of old guys in your time?
I'll just be like, it's my group.
Oh my gosh, Wesley, that's hilarious. I'm looking at your carrot.
This is a terrible joke.
Oh my god, dude.
I feel like I owe a little bit to Legacy Control there for the nipple inspiration. I don't know if he's watching. If you don't read his comic, it's great, but it's definitely like more adult oriented.
It might touch on sexual things a little bit. Maybe
or a
occasionally,
lot.
rarely.
Basically.
Basically, it's all it is. I like
Yeah.
your censorship there, Nick. That's a nicely done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I'd do the blurred style.
Very good.
Megan, that's awesome. I love
That's-
that.
Yeah.
Like the Chippendale bunny, that's...
You know, tried. I'm thinking about getting Manga Studio too because I want to try doing more free digital digital inking because I'm terrible at it. So I'm thinking about getting that while it's on sale.
It's a good. I mean, for $15, you can't go wrong.
Exactly.
There's not like a lot to lose there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you are a college student, so it's different than then, but
Yeah, it's
Just don't eat for a few weeks. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
you guys already live on ramen, so you know.
you're right.
Beg your parents for money.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
It's for a good cause, and then
So I can
And
drop
you have that part-time. Oh no, that seemed meaner than I intended it. I'm sorry.
oh my gosh, the joke, the carrot or the stick. That's so funny.
What's that is badass.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not good that makes me happy, but that makes me happy for some reason.
It is not good that it makes you happy.
And it's gonna. I mean, you know, there's innuendo everywhere. I'm just like, the carrot looks really good. That's a nicely rendered carrot.
I worked really hard on that carrot. Hey, you see what I did there?
Yeah, no.
Really hard, guys.
Please explain.
Please explain.
You're making me want to switch to manga just for one drawing.
We should. Let's go. Let's see. I think there were some questions in the chat here. Just share, I don't know how to pronounce this, so it's J. Crix Loken. Loken? I don't know. I apologize. This is why I'm not on TV or the radio. I'm a small comic artist on Tapastic, and honestly, I'm not exactly a good one. What tips would you guys give to new comic artists? And he says their biggest concerns are handling text and paneling. Guys, anyone want to tackle that?
Text as in lettering or text as in writing would be. I could actually probably find the thing that I used for lettering, or the article that I read. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Oh wait, I can't.
Yeah, I just downloaded some fonts, honestly. Like, I mean, I write the text out before I do the drawing on it, to kind of get spacing.
Do you do that? See, I always make that mistake, and then I am kind of inadvertently sometimes cramming things in. You can end up getting, like, you eventually get used to it where you're like, I know I'm going to need about 3 lines worth of text up here, so I just need to give that space. It's definitely a component of the comic, so you have to get used to giving it the space it deserves.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it was just a lot of trial and error in the beginning. It's so annoying to kind of, whenever I would have to, I would draw it first, and then I did the text in the beginning. But then I realized I needed more space, so I would downsize the picture a little bit, and the thickness in the line art would be different between panels, and that always really bugged me. And so I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to do the text first, and then kind of just see how much space I have with a basic, like, sketch layout or something. So.
Yep. I'll scan in my sketches and place them how I want the pacing to go, and then I'll do the finalized text first before I begin doing the final inking, so that way I can adjust as needed.
Do you guys finish up your text writing before you actually draw the comic? I do the like, I know they're generally going to say something like this, and then kind of go with it, and kind of refine it at the end process, which may not be the best way to do things.
For me, I usually have an idea. I almost always come up with the punchline before I come up with the setup for my comics. So I know for sure usually what the punchline will be, and I'll go in and try and make a setup for the joke, and almost always I'll stay with that, but then every once in a while I realize that it's going too slow or it just doesn't make any sense, so I'll have to tweak it a little bit, but I usually try and finish that before I finish the actual inking. But it also doesn't matter as much for mine because mine is characters on a blank background, so they're not in a space where it matters like how much space they have, because I can just give them as much space as it needs for the text. Jackrix Lucan. So I'm pronouncing his name.
Preliminary sorry ahead of time for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with pronunciations too. I'm not even going to try that.
Yeah, I feel bad. I just feel like someone on the chat.
Could everyone provide a phonetic guide to your?
Just need like the space, where it's just like, thanks for calling, Nick. It just puts it in there. That would be easy.
I'm enjoying looking at all of y'all's drawings. It's fun.
This is my bunny.
I couldn't decide what kind of genitals to go with. You guys nailed it. I just went with like a tiny pixelated weird blob underneath them. Like a bunny fruit ball.
Oh man.
On Drawing with Dads Ever, I couldn't decide which type of genitals to go with.
These are the questions we must ask ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like a bunny fruit bowl or something. Honestly, like what I wish somebody would have told me in the beginning is to really just draw a lot and not focus on all the things that I wish somebody would have told me not to focus on, like getting a book out and going to cons. Like when I was starting, especially listening to the Webcomics Weekly guys, they talked about 1,000 considerations, like where to print, who to print with, print on demand, who to contact with, how to market. And really, I should have spent most of that time just putting stuff out on a Tumblr or something. Like before I even had my buffer going, I had already bought the site and was looking at all these different alternatives. I treated it so much like a ridiculous amount of work that I should have just kind of drawn and sketched and filled a couple of books up first.
Yeah, it's a lot of like, you just have to figure it out as you go. And there's some stuff you can do where it is stuff like, some general advice on like how to structure like a word balloon. Like you always want to try to make it look like a circle, but That's even that. I feel like there's no rules in comics, so.
Yeah. And there's only so much that you're going to be able to learn by reading. You're going to learn the most of it by doing. And no matter how much you've learned or read, once you start, it's going to change, and you're just going to evolve, and it's just part of the process of starting a comic.
Yeah, I think everyone does that. Or you can. That's like the fun part about reading webcomics, I think, too, is you can see like, oh, here's where the early mistakes are. Here where they're still trying to figure that out. And then, like, here's where they've, like, finally, like, finalized all that.
That's my favorite part, too, is going back and seeing, like, people's old work and how much they've improved or what they kept the same, what they changed.
That is pretty cool. It's cool to watch in, like, as it goes, too. I mean, like, if you're really invested in a comic, you can kind of watch them go. As I guess they put out content. There's a couple of, I mean, everybody I followed, honestly, for the past like couple of years, it's cool to watch them kind of just decide on a new technique and then run with it.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that with yours, or with yours, Steven. Like once you started, because didn't you got a tablet, right? And so you started drawing digitally.
Yeah, I did. I actually got it from West. I'm obligated to tell everybody.
Yeah, I was like, now you have to do the plug, right?
AimlessPCs.com.
Yeah, like I noticed that, and then one of the ones I noticed was Sarah Anderson. She used to draw with just ink, like traditionally, and scan it, and now she's gone more digital, and you can kind of see that slight difference. But.
Oh man, I know which comic. I can't think of the name of it because she's all over Tapastic.
Yes. Yeah, she's everywhere. She's awesome.
Is that Sarah Scribbles? Is that comic, or is that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
Her stuff is just it's so frustrating because it's so good.
It's one of those things where it's you didn't realize that that it was like a joke waiting to be made, just perfectly ready to be just plucked out of the ground. Yeah. And it takes so much talent to be able to make it look that easy.
Yes, that's like Lunar Baboon does that too, where you're just like, there's no joke here, and then all of a sudden you're like, there was a brilliant joke here. He didn't even have to like try.
Yeah. That's why I hate when people get down on observational humor, because I think it's a different kind of talent,
Yeah.
It's a harder joke to find. I like really quiet jokes too, like Please Stay Warm. I think that was Mike King. If you guys have ever read that. It's just like, there's these really like quiet jokes. I don't know how to describe it. It's just really like observational and funny, but without being super funny. I don't know. There's no like setup and punchline and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like I've really badly described his work. You should check it out. He's the worst plug in the world.
Check it out. See how bad I am at describing things.
Yeah. Right.
See how wrong I really was.
Yes.
Oh my. So
Actually,
what's the next drawing?
I really love the one he did for Lunar Baboon when he was like putting his book out, I think. Like no, when he had his daughter, that's what it was. He had his daughter, and you did that one where like they were trying to like read each other's thoughts.
Oh yeah.
That one was incredible. I still love that one because it was just kind of one of those. You could just tell the baby was pissed.
Wait, which one?
So you did one for Chris when he had his daughter.
Oh yeah.
I love that one quite a lot.
That one was good. You got a good one too, Steven. Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just saying, Steven's. I remember your guest comic for him was really good as well.
It's the burrito, I think.
Was it that one, or was it the one where you're like, like when becoming a dad, I could find youth again, and I found other people who could relate.
Oh yeah. I got a lot of really cool feedback. Really
like
sad feedback too.
Stuff,
like, yeah, there was a lot of like heartfelt messages from other dads.
have
Powerful
lots of
stuff.
All
So,
right,
do we have any other suggestions?
let's see. I think the only other one was drawing each other as tick in each other's style. Or oh, there are a few. Hold on, let me find them. Here, I'll just read them off, and then we can decide as a group, because that's what people do, right? Let's see. Could you draw what you think each other would do if they were the tick? That was one. This is bad. Oh no, this is bad. This is bad chat talk or bad streaming. Everyone's gonna leave now.
I got an idea. It's like, so, well, just a question. Like, when you guys set up your background color, do you prefer white, or do you kind of do like I've seen some people do like a brown or a gray to kind of set it that way?
I do white, but yeah, I think maybe I should like set it to a more earth tone since all my characters end up being white. I sometimes forget to color them in, and I can leave problems down the line. And you have to go back and like fill them in with a color. Let's see. Here's a. Can you draw a giraffe working at an office stealing coffee from his coworkers? That one is a good one.
It's very specific.
Yeah.
See, that's
It would be cool to do some kind of like animal workplace though, like maybe the like zoo animals starting to unionize or something.
Yes. Well, let's just simplify that one to yeah, office animals, like that. I feel like that could be the name of a webcomic too. It might be actually. I should look up before I like just go ahead and say like someone should make an office animals comic.
That actually it reminds me of, I kind of forget, but for fun, I didn't post these online, but I made a comic about animals. It was called Wild Times, and it was just making fun of really dumb things that animals, like just fun animal facts, and then just making a joke about them. So.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
true facts that you find out and then just kind of.
Yeah, some of them were like that, and some of them were just like there was one where it was like a duckling had hatched out of a nest, and it was an alligator like crocodile nest, but it said it was like mama, and that was just the joke, was that it was the wrong nest, but I was still working on humor at the time. So.
Which is the hardest part of all of this.
Yeah, that's like the worst part, right?
The part is like the, oh my god.
All right, I'm gonna draw an office animal. I think the other one we have is, can you draw yourselves being whisked away by your fictional crush? Once.
Fictional crush.
Your fictional crush.
Okay.
The crush have to be fictional. I'm confused.
Like as in fantasy, or as in real person that would be fictional in my life, you know.
There's subtext here. Or is it like a fictional like crush soda? What is crush? I ruined that joke. Don't ignore me. Yeah, crush orange soda. Like do you make up a fictional crush? That joke is so bad.
No, I thought it was funny.
I was with you, man.
No.
I was with you.
I think you forget that this is the dad group, you know?
That's good. I mean, it's just a safe place. I have to remember that. For these terrible, terrible jokes.
So you guys doing the animals or the crush?
I think I'm going to do the crush one.
I think I'm starting in on an office animal.
So many ways to go. Steven, you choose, and then I'll go the other way. So we'll do 2 for 2.
I don't know who I even like anymore. My brain is just so numb from all the things I have going on in the world. I might do office animals.
All right, then I will do my fictional. Oh man, I shouldn't have told you about my soda joke.
Now the soda's already taken, man.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
And you can't do Deanna Troy.
What? Look, I'm no ensign. What's his face?
Right.
What's the guy? There's a Star Trek episode where he has a whole like. He's supposed to be the super smart one. You know who I'm talking about, right? Everyone hates.
Is it Barkley?
Yeah, everyone hates him because they're like, I've worked with a Klingon, but a guy who has like social anxiety, like, ugh, he's the worst. Like everyone on the Star Trek thing is just like, he's
Right.
weird.
Right, a world where everything that happens, Worf is like, we should bomb them, Captain, instantly.
Kill them all.
Let's kill them now. And he's like, no, Mr. Worf. There's a great supercut of all the times that Picard cuts down Worf. It's pretty hilarious.
There's a thing about Worf where he keeps taking dead people's jobs. Like,
Oh my god.
because I just watched an episode where like they thought Data was dead, so he's like being collected, and so they fake his death. And then they're like, "All right, Worf, you'd be great for this job." It's just like, and even Troy brings it up, like, "Are you okay? Like, just always taking over someone who has died's job." He's like, "Oh, it's pretty common on a Klingon ship."
Oh, nice.
He's like, "Yeah, but this isn't Klingon.
He's like, this is what we always do. Is this not what you do?
Is this not what you do?" All right, I think I got my fictional crush here.
He just wants to make Alexander proud.
Yeah. I haven't even gotten introduced to that. I'm excited to see who Megan's fictional crush is.
I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out like who I would draw. Like I'm sure I like a lot of characters, but I don't know. There's one and I'm not sure if it'll be like too real.
We deal with reality here.
The whole cast of Battlestar Galactica.
Writers and everything.
It's the makeup artist. It's everyone across the board.
Like, who is that? It's the second unit director on Battlestar Galactica. Gosh, you guys.
Yeah.
The true hottie of Battlestar Galactica.
I'm just gonna go with the most recent show character person.
So would you recommend that show, I guess?
What, Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It was alright. So I don't know. I think I just have really high expectations for shows. And that was the only show that I've watched the premiere of, and literally jaw dropped, and I was just completely absorbed once certain things happened in the premiere. So I would highly recommend that you watch it if you haven't. So it's good.
I think it's just one of those shows, like I know if I start watching it, I'm going to take the dive and then be the same person that I see all these other people turn into. Yes, it's amazing, and I know I'll love it. I know I will.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to get in too deep. Yeah.
Have you not watched? Have both of you guys not watched it?
We have not.
Never.
I haven't either. No.
Well, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Next time when you come on the show is we'll watch Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek. And
Right. Yes.
Nerd Exchange.
Okay. That works for me.
I'm kind of with you guys. Like, I know that I'll become obsessed with it.
There was a while after we had our kid where we couldn't watch anything like really stressful. Like we were watching Game of Thrones and like Walking Dead. It's just like we have enough like panic in our life right now that we can't like deal with like like really tense moments like that.
That's how I feel about video games. A lot of it is, it's like I can't handle stress of like, quick, shoot all these guys in the face.
They have families.
I'm like looking up reference pictures. But that's why I guess I like Civ 5 is one of my favorite. Like Minecraft, stuff that's not. It can be stressful, but you can choose the level of stress.
Oh my, yeah. You know what you should check out then is No Man's Sky.
What's
It's
that?
it's this game. It's basically Space the game. You know, it's called procedural generation, where it's like you go to a world and it kind of generates as you approach it.
I've heard
And
of
so
this.
really the whole game is just formulas to be able to make it like an infinite space. You know.
Yeah, it's a 2-scale universe. Yeah.
It's really incredible. Like, check out the trailers. I mean, because when they tested it with a bunch of different players, like the players created like this trade economy. There were pirate gangs, and it's pretty much you can kind of do whatever you want, like Minecraft, but it's centered around traveling to different galaxies and all this stuff. Really, really like small group too. These guys are kind of making waves. I forgot their name. It's like Happy Games or something.
Oh man, I can't remember. Yeah. Do anthropomorphic giraffes have fingers?
Yes.
Okay, good answer.
Just boldly answer that question.
You're like, do you have to ask? If you have to ask, you'll never know.
It's your anthropomorphic giraffe. You do what you want to. Let's see, we have the question, if your kids ever took up drawings, would you support them or tell them to pick something easier?
To pick up drawing?
Yeah, if they were started drawing, if they wanted to follow in your footsteps.
I would encourage it. Basically, as long as it's not anything that's mentally or physically that would harm my kid, I guess I would support, I think. So, me not the only non-parent here.
I would tell my kids that they're nothing but trouble. No, I would support them. Yeah.
I'd be like, can't you be like a pop singer or something a little less risky?
Yeah. You know, if you need something you can go into make money in, you know,
Right.
be a YouTube star.
Right. Man, I love drawing. I love drawing with the boys and everything. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, your kids are old enough to actually engage in that.
Yeah, my oldest, it's cool. He's like drawing like houses with himself standing in the window and stuff like that, you know. It's been neat to watch kind of develop. But then even my 2-year-old will like draw a face or something. Like reminds me of me. There are old photos of me gripping a pencil at 2 years old trying to draw people, so.
Yeah, Baby Bot already does it. She'll hold on to a pencil. I don't think she knows what she's doing. But, you know, my daughter will just, like, roll around with it, and she can make marks. I don't know if she knows if she's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, you know, we started with just, like, drawing shapes. We just draw different shapes.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, well, if you take this shape and this shape and put them together, you've made this thing that looks like a house or something. And they're like, whoa, and see the light bulb come on.
Oh, that's cool.
Gray's been drawing, my 2-year-old's been drawing Ghost. But he actually draws them with like a little tail, like a little teardrop,
Aww,
little dots and stuff. Yeah, I'll have to post
that's precious.
a Ghost drawing on Twitter or something. Or he'll like draw a monster, because I would take random shapes he would draw and turn it into like monsters and different things.
That's cool.
Just draw like an angry, scribbly mouth on it, essentially, you know. Yeah, it's fun. I think I'd be able to give them advice I didn't get about like that kind of thing. Like, even though I'm not fully like a professional illustrator or something, you know, just from having done freelance work and gone through school and all that. Because I'm like the only artistic one in my family, really, so I've never really had any kind of advice or instruction.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. It's been a learn as you go.
Yeah, totally. it's interesting when like I draw with my dad as a kid, and eventually he just kind of got to where he's like, you realize you're a lot better than me, right? When I'm like 10 years old, I'm like, oh cool, I'm actually good at something.
Steven, what about you? Did you just tell your kid?
Yeah, we kind of agreed from the beginning, like whatever they wanted to do, we would just be like, go for it, Like even if they wanted to, I don't know, be president or whatever, yeah, do it. I mean,
You
it's
pick
really
the most dangerous job of all.
I want to be Harrison Ford. You know what? Who knows what plastic surgery is going to yield the next 20 or 30 years? You go for it.
What's the dream, little monkey?
So I mean, yeah, it's kind of like you want to foster whatever they want to do, and if they did want to do drawing, I'd be thrilled. It'd be fantastic. Like, cause then I get to draw with them and teach them all the cool stuff I do. Like, if they wanted to be a football player, again, I'll support it, but I'll just be like, make a touchdown or something, I don't know, home run.
Here, I'm gonna stand here and you tackle me. This is about all I can offer you at this point.
Yeah. Like I know what's going on in sports, but I can't like give them any strategy or anything.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, I hope my dad will be alive long enough to tell him what to do with sports, because I have no clue at all.
Maybe there's a Fiverr account that'll teach my kid how to like.
I never did any sport ball of any form.
I'm sure there'll be YouTube videos.
Yeah, there you go.
So your
But
dad's
then
an
they could
artist.
just take an Oculus Rift course or something and
Yeah.
taught by a
Skillshare.
famous sports person whose name I should know. Be taught by a famous virtual sports person. I think my problem would be more wanting to like push things on them that they might not be interested in. So I'm like, programming's cool. See, you can make stuff. He might be like, Dad, that's totally stupid and boring. I just want to like go watch a cartoon.
Look at this crap.
I'm like, you're gonna do it.
Megan, do you code at all? Do you know how to program or anything?
I wish. I can do like basic website like HTML and very, very basics CSS. But other than that, I'm kind of no. I used to know how to program stuff in Flash, like Flash games.
Nice.
But that's kind of fallen to the wayside.
Little action script.
There goes Nick showing off his fancy terms again.
I think it'd be kind of cool to actually teach my kids how to code a little bit. Actually, I just almost feel like they're gonna need it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where like you can learn French. It's almost becoming another language to kind of get under your belt. French, Spanish, or like Python.
It's easy to learn how to read a computer language.
Python's a good one.
It really is. Actually, all of Reddit, I think, is Python.
It's a good one. I'm really like a JavaScript guy, so hopefully that will. It seems like that's one of those that will never die, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's a good
I don't
one.
know. I kind of feel like, and my oldest, he's kind of like this analytical kind of thinker and stuff. But I'm like, you're 4. I'm not going to push this on you. I'm not going to push
logic for loop.
Yeah, I'm not going to push you in the mold of you're going to be good at math or something just because you kind of think numbers are cool at 4 or something. So.
I think the one thing I probably wouldn't, I guess I wouldn't appreciate too much would be if they got really into music and just played their instrument constantly. That would probably be the one thing I'd be like, all right.
Well, yeah, like, so I started when I've been playing guitar for quite a long time, but I started out playing violin, and I sucked balls forever. And when you hear like somebody learning to play violin, it's so screechy and awful. And I know my parents are just like, thank God he quit.
My brother played violin and was the same thing. It's just like, this is atrocious.
So screechy. Like you're playing. Sometimes I guess you're playing with cat hair or horse hair in the bow, and it sounds like a dying cat or a dying horse.
Yeah. I feel like it would be one of those things where I just try and like grin and bear it and be like, oh, that's great, good for you, you're doing so well. And then if they just dropped it, I'd be like, oh, thank God.
You've got this down already. You've got this down already. There are some neighborhood kids that are in like a rock band, and I can sometimes, if I'm out in the yard, hear their muffled sound coming from the bonus room of their house. 3 houses down, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Those poor parents.
Could I handle that? When my daughter really gets to screaming, I'm like, see, Mel, she's going to be a punk rock singer. There's no way around this.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
There's good money in that.
Let's talk about punk rock for a while.
We don't just talk about diapers. We talked about ska one week.
That was great.
Yeah, we're slowly learning that Nick and Steven are the same person, I feel like.
Nick, you're my spirit animal.
Yeah, I think so.
This is when we find out they're just like the same person, just different personalities. So yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have baldness. You gotta have facial hair.
That's it.
You have to have less than Jake. It's just
Those are the
rules
rules.
together.
That's one band. Like I'm glad I never got a band tattoo. But I think that might have been one that I would have like stupidly gone and done.
Oh my gosh. We would have gotten the guy from the cover of Hello Rock View, like on your rib cage or something.
So badass.
Now you want to do it.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm glad that I could open up this conversation for you and your wife.
Oh, no.
I hope they're listening. That would be so cool if they end up being fans of our show. Megan, do you listen to any punk or ska?
No.
Or anything? I think that was more of like a shitty.
Or what
do you listen to is better?
What actually good music do you listen to?
No, it's more like, what is your choice in really crappy music? Usually, I'm trying to think. Like, okay, I mean, all right, I'll cards on the table. No, well, just like usually top 40 stuff that's upbeat, because usually when I listen to music, it's when I'm in the car, and I hate driving, so I get anxious. So I like to listen to upbeat stuff. And then when I'm drawing and I need some energy, I'll usually like Disney or yes.
So you're building Let It Go.
Yeah, I actually was listening to it before before the live stream. I was listening to some Frozen soundtrack stuff.
You were singing Mulan right before you joined us.
Yeah. So that's my confession. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's great.
Did you say that you have anxiety about driving?
Yeah, I hate it so much.
Then you have a bond with Wesley and me instantly.
Yes.
In our severe fear and hatred of driving.
I hate it. I didn't get a driver's license till I was 25.
Yeah, no, I'm not that extreme.
I was pretty bad. The one time my mom got me in the car, I was like 16, and she's like, "You're ready to drive." And we were pulling out of the driveway, and I'm like, "So I just turn it?" And I turned it a little, and she's like, "No, you have to turn it." And she takes and pulls the wheel, and sure enough, we're on the street, and then back into the yard, and I put on the brakes, and she was like, "Maybe you're not ready for driving." And that was the last time she tried to make me drive. It was a good time. I was not a big fan. I'm still not a big fan of driving.
Yeah, it's just slowly gotten, I guess, worse. Just because I moved to the area, and like where I'm living in Texas right now is there's only really one way to get places, and it's using the I-35 highway, and that highway is under construction all the time. So there's always traffic. People are always pissed off. They're always driving really crazy. So it's just it's just not for me.
What part of Texas are you in?
Right now I'm living in Denton, Texas, so it's kind of close to Dallas and Fort Worth.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I lived for a little while. Well, not long, like a month, but in San Antonio. And
Oh, I hear that the traffic there is awful too.
yeah, it was terrible. But it was like the cool thing about that place is that you're not far from like Mexico. So like if you really just want to hit the road, you know, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't go there now because of everything that's going on. But like back when we were there, it was incredible. And actually, one of the cool things about San Antonio is they have the Schlitterbahn, which is one of the biggest water parks I think in America.
Yeah.
They have like this half-mile long lazy river that's really, really like hard, and like it's hard to kind of hold on to. So it was one of the best times I've ever had. That water park is incredible.
Yeah, I feel like this is just me like talking about like, oh, all those things, like I've never done them. I've never gone to Schlitterbahn, but I've always wanted to.
Oh my God! Don't cheat yourself. Go to Schlitterbahn.
Yeah. So, and I guess it's a good thing that Texas has such a long, like, summery, like, it's always hot. So, I mean, I could still technically sneak away for a weekend and try and go. That'd be kind of
That
fun.
state is like so large. It is. I was watching the Weather Channel one time when we were in. I mean, well, several times, but and I just could not believe like how many different weather systems were going on over the entire state. The place is so large.
Yeah, well, basically it makes it kind of nice because it's, you get a little more patient, I guess, with driving. So when people are like, oh, I'm an hour away, and like, that's not so bad. And you'll just like, go to meet someone and drive an hour. And we do definitely like kind of measure it by time. So it's like, oh, where's Abilene? It's like, oh, it's 3 hours away from this town. So that's how we measure everything here. But I guess that can happen anywhere. But yeah.
Do you guys ever hope for the day with like for fully automated cars, like I guess self-driving cars with your car anxiety? Like do you follow that with Google and what's going on?
Yes.
That's the one thing that I really, really hope happens because, okay, so I was also visiting, I visited New York City recently, and they have the subway system, and it just took off so much stress of like not having to worry about getting places and driving. And so I'm hoping that either public transportation gets way better or we have automated cars. So.
I fully agree. I think it's incredible. A buddy of mine just moved to Denver a few months ago, and he sold his car immediately. And I mean, it was because he worked near his job. But other people I've known who've gone to like San Francisco, who have the BART, which is like their metro or their subway system, is they just sell their cars and hang out in the city. Whenever they need to like go, I guess elsewhere that doesn't require a plane, they just kind of rent one. Then they don't have to deal with like all the regular car troubles like insurance payments and just car payments and all that.
Mm-hmm. And parking in California here is really bad too.
Ooh, what about Nashville? How's parking out there, guys?
There's a lot of construction in the city
Yes.
right now,
They're
so
doing
it's
this thing-
usually not fun.
Yeah, they're doing this thing where they're building just a ton of like fancy studio high-rise. So they're all like lofts and like housing for people who I guess I don't know where they think these people are coming from that are gonna live there.
I guess they make more money than us, dude. I don't know.
I mean, I understand, but it's like
Weird.
there's like 10 of them. There's like 10 to 20 buildings. I feel like that are just constantly becoming loft buildings that they're building all the time.
Yeah,
It's
it's really almost more like our skyline is like cranes than.
Yeah, right now at least.
I think I saw somebody wearing a T-shirt one day that said the Nashville skyline, and it was a bunch of cranes.
They just are gonna build. They're gonna build a new building that like caters, or a hotel that caters specifically to bachelorette and bachelor parties.
Wow.
That's its whole like. So there's a lot of like that tourism kind of stuff in there.
And there's people unironically like using pedal taverns. I don't understand that.
There's
Do you guys have you ever seen the pedal tavern?
What is that?
What is that?
It's like
It's gonna sound made up, but I can confirm that it's real.
so you're sitting at a bar right? And they're serving you drinks, right? And around this, but you're outside on the road. There's a little like roof over you, and
I do know this.
there's like bicycle.
You pedal.
Yeah,
You
one
pedal,
dude
you
is
go
like
faster.
driving the whole thing, but it's a bar that rides around the city, right?
Yeah, it's a bar that rides around the city, and so they're all pedaling to propel this thing while drinking,
What the?
and while
Wow.
outside around all the crazy drivers that we're terrified of.
When I go drinking, I like nothing more than to be in traffic and exercising. Those are like my two requirements for drinking. So
I mean, when are you sitting at that bar just thinking like, I just need to get some exercise.
You know what else?
This
Like
has so
seriously,
many calories in it.
every bar I've been to, like everybody's like, "Wow, I've drank a lot of beer. I got to use the bathroom." Like, what do you do?
You just hop off and like, I'll catch you up at the next flight.
yeah,
Hold up, guys.
Check it out, a guy on a motorcycle.
But you see that dang thing all the time.
It's
Wow.
everywhere, and the people who are on it are just. I'm going to make an assumption here about them. They're jackasses. I don't.
Really?
They're extremely hip.
They're always just like yelling at other people, and they're like, "Woo!" Because we always see it. We used to see it when me and my wife carpool, and we would be driving home, and so it's like 4:15 or 4:30, and they're like driving and getting drunk. You're just like, it's not even business hours. It's not over yet. You need to slow it down,
I
sir.
think it's like a lot of former like Bachelor contestants
Yeah.
together. I made a pop culture reference.
There you go.
What is up?
None of us got it. I'm actually Googling it now.
It's a reality show.
Smooth. Super smooth. Yeah, I haven't seen one of those in a long time, but I remember I was like, "Oh my god, they're like biking and drinking." Who's driving?
It's just someone had the guts to like propose that as a business idea.
It caught on.
Who is that guy? He had bigger censored genitalia than the bunnies we just drew.
Yes.
Do that.
There you go. Nice throwback.
I'm connecting it here. Yeah. Connections.
It's all connected.
It is.
That flows.
You wouldn't believe that this is, our chain of thought. We totally planned this.
This is all scripted.
Yeah. Just reading it. Just reading it off.
The awkward pauses in it.
Yes.
What awkward pause.
You think those are, you've had to practice those all week.
We're just used to those in our normal conversation, so it's not weird for us. And did most people not do this?
Yeah.
This is how talking works.
You're telling me most people don't trail off on their sentences?
Now I don't even have to be around people. It's kind of great. You don't either, Wes. You're living the dream, man.
Yeah, I am. I have to go in for a few days next month, but other than that, it's cool.
A few days is okay.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks worth, but they're paying me good, so it's like, yeah, sure, I'll come in. And then
So, do you? Maybe I can't ask you this, but
can ask me
do
whatever.
you get to make more money now as a contractor than you did while working there? For the time you're working, you know what I mean? Are they paying you more than they were when you were sitting there all day?
For when they want me to come in, yeah, but
Nice.
I did some work for them this week, and their normal pay rate when I'm working from home is a little less, but it's also like I get to work from home, and it pays the bills. So.
That's all that matters.
Let's see. Let me see if there's any questions here. And I think there's only one from Underfold Comics. Hello, Underfold Comics. And they asked you guys and Guest Lady draw every Saturday. We do it every other Saturday. So, we won't do it next week, but we'll do it the week after.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I finished my my fantasy crush, and my fantasy crush is sleep. So.
Oh man, I need to flip over and see this.
So I drew a pillow.
Oh, sleep. Oh, there it is. I thought you were doing it.
Like, I wish I could marry my bed.
Uninterrupted sleep, just wonderful.
I thought you were doing like a Twinkie at first. I'm like, God, man.
That's just brilliant.
That would be better. I tried to look up a couch to see if I could figure out how to make a couch work, but it just didn't.
Okay, I need to look at what everyone else is doing now. Oh man, we have a pissed off dog on a headset.
Oh, I gotta write out the text.
That's wonderful.
I'm trying to figure out how to do text in manga.
I have two. I actually ended up drawing both because I realized that mine was kind of lame. So. My, what is it? Fictional crush is Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec. Because he's awesome.
Nice.
Another show that I should have watched.
Yes, you should watch it.
It's really
Maybe not for Ben Wyatt, but you know.
No, you should watch it for Ben Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that crush. I thought you didn't draw him dressed up as Batman, though.
Oh, I know!
Wesley's quickly closing his tab where he has his Ben Wyatt drawing. Oh, whoops. Get rid of that now.
And then I guess the second one was I was drawing the animal scene with the cat and some angry birds and then a giraffe just like being nosy. So.
Oh, that giraffe peeking over a cubicle makes me happy. That's totally what a giraffe would do, that jerk. He'd just be trying to see how much you're on Facebook.
He didn't ask, what is the cat looking at that's so interesting to their peers? Nothing. They're just pissed off and they don't want to.
That cat just won.
They're just angry because they're all in cubicles.
Yeah.
What if he's looking up like human videos on the internet?
Yeah.
Hilarious human videos. Look, they all get on this tiny strip of concrete and drive really fast and pretend that it's safe.
I see a frog in one of the.
That's mine.
The
Yes.
frog looks great.
Let me see it.
Just wrote a joke. Wonderful. So bad.
I have to deal with one more crappy client. Yeah, I love it.
I have a feeling I'm going to be seeing that one on Tapastic.
Yeah. Bad frog fun.
That Riker one you did, that was an animated GIF.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I loved it. I don't know.
I've like gone back and looked at it again sometimes just because it made me that happy.
It cracks me up.
Though, if you get enough into Star Trek, Megan, you'll have to do a Star Trek comic.
I will.
For our set phasers to pun.
Yeah.
Fanzine / masterwork.
I actually did have a Star Trek comic idea, just because with the whole phaser thing, and it was supposed to be like, it was the punchline. Obviously, I was still working on it. Was it's not a phase, Mom, and that was the idea behind it.
Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're all just kind of like, why didn't we think of that?
See, I immediately see Wesley Crusher dressed as like a punk. Or
This is like a goth
Yeah.
or a Klingon or something.
Yep.
It's just a phase, Mom.
So that was the idea I was working with, and I was like, I'll just put that on hold for a little bit.
Well, I want this thing to become a reality. So
Okay, I'll make it.
I need to start drawing all of the con strips that I came up with, since I came up with like 10 of them. So
You need to
I need to do
them.
that.
Huh?
Oh, wait, what was the joke? I didn't hear it.
You need to construct them.
Yes.
Oh man.
Or was this like, oh, it's so bad they didn't even acknowledge it? I'm just gonna.
You can find them on YouTube, but Ricardo Montalban did these like some luxury car, and him talking about these luxury cars. This is totally what I'm going to channel for my con, I believe. Where he's just this really smarmy guy that's quoting, Herman Melville.
There's sound amazing.
Because he actually literally quotes Herman Melville.
Who does that? And, I was not gonna buy a car, but then you quoted Herman Melville, and I'm in. There's someone out there that was their line.
He did it.
I'm drawing a frog too because
I know, isn't that just a beautiful frog? That's a beautiful frog, Wesley.
Yeah. The tongue is the best.
We'll let you appreciate all of your animals are beautiful as well. I want you guys to feel bad.
I drew mine with a mustache. It's
It's the best.
Underfull Comics mentioned the same thing, or it's probably a human, or it's probably a human video on YouTube.
There's somebody that gets us.
Yeah.
Makes me feel less alone.
He gets us. Hey, all 7 watchers get us. Thank you for sticking around so long.
Oh, I got the 7 peeps hanging in there.
Yeah. Feel free to draw with us if you like. If you're a drawing type. If you're not, then just continue doing what you're doing. Man, do you? That's what drawing
Jesus,
is all about.
clipped out. So.
What?
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I just closed my browser.
No.
I think he may have just closed his browser.
That's what I was.
I did.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, you're back.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Am I coming in all right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I everybody else? Okay.
I think after this
I'm
frog.
done with them. Dude, that was quick. Is it a Wyatt frog?
I was gonna draw him as like, we need to talk about your performance, and then have some kind of fly pun somewhere in there, but it's asking too much.
Dude, the text options in manga are weird. I don't know, like I'm definitely not used to that either.
They're a little strange, and they're not. I mean, Photoshop doesn't have the best, text out of all the Adobe suite, but definitely a little less weird than Manga Studio stuff.
Yeah.
Who's Jason Statham? I don't even know that name that I'm trying to. I thought it was. Hayden asked that, so. Statham. Oh my gosh.
He's an action star.
Gotcha.
From such films as, to go back to the very beginning, Furious 7.
Yeah.
You seen Lost, Booking Barrels, Transport?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Snatch. Was it Snatch? Is that the one with Brad Pitt?
Yes,
Yeah,
the movie was great.
Love that movie. And Crank, of course.
In Crank 2.
Which you just have to kind of... Wow. Crank is a special thing.
He couldn't slow down or his heart would stop.
A lot of science behind it.
Yeah, a lot of science.
It really is, yeah.
The movie's so great. Though.
Chev Chelios.
The movie's like one big anxiety attack for me. I love it. It was that I'm seriously just like a panic attack watching that film.
Yeah, it's like an hour-and-a-half action sequence, essentially.
Yeah.
Like the Raid. Like, I love the Raid movies, the Raid and the Raid 2. But, like, especially the first one, it's like an hour and a half of, like, non-stop, like, fighting and it's just like you can't watch that on any given day.
I've watched.
You're
I've
just like, I
watched the
need a
first
drink
one.
after seeing all that.
I watched the first raid, and I ended up with a lot of questions
What
about
should
it,
this pig?
and that was my problem.
What should this pig be doing? Oh no, you don't ask questions.
Yeah, it was. So the raid is like this. Is it a Korean or is it
I believe it's Indonesian.
an Indonesian action film? And they're just like in this really slummy apartment, and the police are coming to raid it and get the guy on the top. Drug kingpin is on the top. It's basically the plot of Dread.
It's kind of video game-ish.
Yeah. And so they just run through shooting up the whole place. But he comes over the speakers at the beginning and says anybody that kills a cop gets free rent. But the place is really, really crappy. Like,
Like, is anyone really paying?
Would you really want to? How bad is the rent? And why would you want to live?
What a crazy movie. I have never heard of that.
Oh my gosh, I really like it, being the big martial arts.
Did you watch
fan.
Dread?
Dread is among my favorites movies.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same like.
And it's strange
concept
because they
as
came
well.
out around the same time.
Yeah,
too.
I think Dread started filming first. But,
So I think they claimed ignorance of one another, but it is pretty weird.
yeah,
I love Dread.
but if you've seen Dread, it's like that. Except it's all kung fu and less gunfights.
I love me some Dread.
The raid was good. I watched the dubbed version just because I could.
Oh yeah, you do. You want the dubbed. The second one is crazy too.
Is it?
There's actually a plot to it. They actually had money, I guess.
Yeah, the first one did not have much of
Like,
it.
look, we only have this much money. Let's just beat the hell out of each other for 2 hours. Okay.
Dubbed films, like, honestly, do you guys like dubbed more than subtitles? I kind of dig subtitles better.
Oh, I like subbed a lot more.
I just think,
I like
like, the
dubbed.
dubbed thing is just the acting, the voice actors are terrible.
It
Yeah,
can really
and
take you out of
they
it.
changed the dialogue, I guess, to try to make it match their mouths more, which doesn't really make sense anyway. But the movies will make far more sense if you see it subbed. What little sense there is to make of a kung fu movie.
Yeah.
And it's like the other thing is you're not dealing with. That was like the part when we watched the raid. It was like I don't think I really need to know the plot.
Right, you don't.
Character development is not quite essential here.
It used to drive me batty. My brother was a big fan of, what is it, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I guess it was originally filmed in Japan, and then they just took, like, the you know, teenagers with attitude sequence of American kids, like, they filmed it here, but they took a bunch of stock footage from the show in Japan and dubbed over the bad guys, and it blew, like, I was like, it's dubbed, but you can never tell because she was always just far enough away to where it was, like, hard to kind of decipher. Hated that so much.
Well, you could tell because the Yellow Ranger became a man.
Yeah.
Because he was a man in the Japanese version, and they were just like, good enough.
Whatever.
Gosh, my
Stupid
son has
American.
been watching Power Rangers this week. That's one I thought I was dumb when I was 10 years old, so I really think it's dumb now. It's been a painful week. On any television watching?
Oh yeah.
Why? Why do you watch this?
I started watching Kamen Riders. Have you guys seen this?
No.
It's like the Power Rangers, except.
Oh, that's
it's
where they had
more-
the really awesome armor designs. You were tweeting about
Yes.
that one day.
Yes, they were, and it's crazy. The latest one is called like Guam, but they use their little like Power Ranger badges, but it's all fruit based or food based, and so there's no joke. They do their little Power Ranger like move and activate their powers, and when the Power Rangers would transform, what happens is above their head is a zipper unzips, and then a cosmic fruit comes down, like a banana, and will land on the guy's head. It's all like CGI, and then it will like transform into armor.
What?
That makes total sense.
How ridiculous is that?
And everyone just accepts it, and they're still pretty good. Like the designs are amazing, you know.
The designs are really crazy.
You're just like, how are you still making this like look good when your inspiration is a banana? It's like, that's an impressive. That's one who's good at their job. Do not fire that person.
You remember which show it was, but like they always sent, I don't know if it was Power Rangers or VR Troopers, but they always sent
Yes.
the bad guys down in, like the only ways the bad guys could die was if they touch each other. And so they always sent the bad guys down in pairs. I was like, why do that? Send like a prime number or some odd, combo, and there'll be one guy, like one immortal guy. And I always frustrated the hell out of me out of that show. I think it was VR Troopers though, because I think it was like they would beam down and they go into their VR battle world, which is like a backstage gym with like some foam blocks and stuff.
Right.
I remember, yeah, they would always go. I always thought it was weird that they like kept attacking in this like obvious construction site. Like
Yeah.
it's the same with Power Rangers, where it's just like, where are all these like huge abandoned lot stuff,
It was the kind of place where like it always looked like it was a laser tag battlefield or something.
Like, look, you just made someone playing paintball leave this, didn't you?
Oh.
You could film this.
Can we go down one viewer?
I like that someone would be playing paintball and watching this at the same time. I'm out of this. Insulting paintball. It's ridiculous.
Well, I might have to turn in pretty soon.
We've only done 2 live streams today and probably a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's a real slow day for me. But I did want to share also my my punny frog comic before I head out.
All right, hold on. Let me check it out.
I'm excited for this.
Nice. I really dig the smile. That's incredible.
It looks like Muppet-esque. That's just...
That's really good.
That's great.
Well done. Look, if you can't ever think of a comic, you've already got one done.
True. I might do that. I try to space out the puns so that they're little treats. But, yeah.
Megan, thank you for coming on. Seriously, this was a lot of fun. It's good to have you.
Yeah, it's
you
really
want to tell
relaxing.
your stuff one last time?
Sure. I draw the comic Doodle for Food, and you can find it at doodleforfood.com. And I'm also on the internet almost everywhere. So that's that. Thank you guys for inviting me. It was really fun being an honorary dad, and it's also really relaxing to just draw and chat.
Yeah, right? It's cathartic. I love it.
You're
It's our
welcome.
getaway from being neurotic all the time and screaming.
This is the only time we're calm and not panicking.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes. Very nice to meet you, too. Very nice.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
I have enjoyed absorbing all of your stuff this week. I'm going to read everything she's written. So.
Cool. All right, well, I will, I guess, see you guys on the flip side.
Yeah.
All right, take care, Megan.
Yeah, have a good one.
Cool. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Okay, I think I'm done with this dog.
Yeah, your coloring on that dog is great too.
Oh, thanks, man.
Very nice. Have you messed with the rotation of Manga Studio? That's
I'm
another
not.
good one.
I was watching you guys do that.
I just
Well,
saw
I-
Nick do it, and I was
I saw you do it in Photoshop, but like, how do you do it in? Is it like R or something?
Yeah, in Photoshop, there's a little rotate tool you can switch to. In Clip Studio, there's that palette over there. You can rotate with it. There's like that slider
Yeah. Watch my
over there,
point.
like under the red box.
Under the red
And you can
box.
adjust your rotation up there.
You can also hit the minus sign and the
Yeah, I don't know
one
the
by
shortcut.
enter. Yeah,
Good.
it'll rotate it,
Okay, there we go. Nice.
which is a nice shortcut.
I just love that little frog.
Aw, he really likes you too.
I think I've finished mine.
No. You can't reach the coffee. I love how form-fitting the shirt is on the pig.
Right.
It is
He's
incredible.
got man boobs. Totally does. You need the what was it on Seinfeld? He needs the man's ear.
Oh, the bro, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I miss that show, man. I think it's on Netflix, right? Like
It's
streaming.
it's on Hulu.
Oh,
That's right.
The whole thing. I've
never
been
mind. My night's shot.
My wife and I have been watching those because she's never seen them all, and it's amazing how much of the stand-up actually still holds up so far. At least we're in like the 4th season. I'm like, that's still totally true. The
It's
timeless
crazy to
wit
think
of
of,
Jerry
like,
Seinfeld.
it's crazy to think like how family friendly his stuff was, you know? Like he
Yeah,
was kind
I
of one of those
know.
comics that took a chance to like, because nobody was doing that, I guess, in the '90s.
I know he keeps it smart enough and vague enough that you know you can. It's pretty friendly. And there's not a ton of swearing or anything. He's going for it. There we go.
I have to disappear. I think my baby's crying. I'll be right back.
Oh,
Real
That's-
dad action. Yeah.
real dad time.
So like on our night off last night, we're like, hey, what movie should we watch on Netflix? You know, because we never can do this ever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up watching like Wolf of Wall Street, which I had never seen, and that movie's pretty crazy.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Does he go crazy?
Yeah, he totally goes crazy. The whole
Leo
movie's
has to go crazy in every movie he's in.
Yeah, he has to have a bad accent. He has to go crazy.
That's what we want. That's what we want is crazy Leo.
Did you ever see Blood Diamond?
No, I haven't.
Dude, so my wife saw it, and like she's really like sensitive to accents. She's like, if the accent sucks, the movie's done for me. Like I'm done with it right there. And she was like, that was the worst DiCaprio accent she's like ever heard because he's like South African.
Oh gosh, that sounds rough already. Just
Yeah.
just you saying that makes me cringe a little.
I think I can hear his baby.
I can hear the baby.
Does that give you a little bit of anxiety? It kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety.
Dude, my heart totally started beating faster. I was like, is that mine or is that one of theirs? My daughter's been brutal at nighttime lately. She's just not feeling it.
God, man.
Getting like 4 teeth at once.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, it's always the worst.
Oh, it sucks.
Like getting
Our
those
son-
molars in the back.
Oh my God.
Those are the worst ones.
You guys give her like Motrin or whatever?
Oh yeah, we do the infant Advil. Have to love the infant Advil.
God, that stuff's incredible.
It really helps a lot.
There's that's like really kicked up lately. We found out our son has like an ear infection, and it's just like
Oh gosh.
he's been so unhappy lately. You know, he's like 1.5, and he's just pissed.
Oh,
So
yeah.
pissed.
It affects everything. She'll just randomly start yelling during the day. She's just kind of, just moaning at us. I'm like, come on.
Right? Like, you have some older kids.
Come on, teeth, show up.
It all
Yeah.
stops them, right? Like,
It's nice having all the teeth in. But but then I'll have to deal with pulling teeth out, so that will be fun.
oh, you mean like when they?
When that time comes.
I think you just been like, God, I hate teeth.
That's it, I'm pulling them all out, kid. It's over.
Teeth are bullshit.
I'm trying to think, like, I guess I lost my first tooth when I was like 6? Something like that.
Oh, really?
So my oldest is almost at that point. So he'll be 5 soon.
That's a big one. That's huge, man.
Oh gosh, it makes me feel so old.
Is that your oldest? Sorry, I came back.
Yeah, we were talking about teething. I
Oh no.
was talking about my daughter's getting like her molars and stuff, and she's just not sleeping well
Yeah,
at all.
we're going through that. Some teething, some everything else. Part of being a dad.
It is.
Alright, I think I'm done with my frog here.
I'm just trying Batman whenever I have free time.
Hey, all right, I gotta plead ignorance here. Was it like, is it an anniversary of Batman or something?
I'm not really sure. I just saw. I guess I follow like sketch dailies. They're like,
Okay.
it's Batman Day,
It's National Batman Day? I'm
and other
not
people are saying
exactly
it's
sure.
Batman Day, and I'm like, why is it Batman Day? Every day is Batman Day to me.
It might be the day like the first comic was released.
That's what I was wondering. There was this like an anniversary of a release.
If only we had some sort of internet to look.
I know. If only there were like some large like network of information which we could just access and query whenever we want.
Yeah.
I'm like resisting to do that now as much as possible because I just like, you know, it's solving every argument, and that's okay. But sometimes I just wanted to like kind of go the wayside. I feel bad. I'm like, hey, let me prove you wrong, or what do you think? Let's pull the phones out.
Yeah.
Conversation's going great.
Oh no, I have facts and studies here. I'm gonna draw my favorite Batman villain.
I still think your animated series Batman is one of the best incarnations.
Mine?
The original animated series of Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got Mark Hamill as the Joker?
Oh my God, yeah.
Ugh. I mean, come on.
That one was really good. It was like some of the little jokes that him and Alfred play together. It's kind of like grown, but it's still like really well written. And the Riddler was kind of badass in it.
Oh yeah, Mr. Freeze?
Yeah.
Gosh, they like changed Mr. Freeze's origin story because of how good the cartoon was. It's like ridiculous.
The cartoon was good enough to add Harley Quinn into the actual like DC universe. She wasn't in there beforehand.
Epic. I also really enjoyed the Dark Knight Returns animated adaptation. I was impressed by it. The old, the Frank Miller, when it's him coming out of retirement and all that.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Peter Weller is the voice of old Batman, and it's kind of awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
and they go for it. They do like the cheesy 80s inspired dialogue. Ronald Reagan's in it. I mean, they do the whole thing.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
It's pretty cool. It's like a two-parter. It's like 4 hours long total.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know. I appreciated it. I liked it.
What was what I was thinking of the other day, man? I can't. That's gonna kill me.
Because he's releasing another one. There's gonna be a third one now.
Is it? It's too many. It's too many.
I've never read the second one.
Leave it alone. Yeah.
I've heard very mixed things about that one. I'm like, I don't know if I want to touch that.
That's the problem with this is my dad gripe. The problem with today's society is like we keep going back to old ideas. It's just like just leave them. Just leave them be. Make something new.
Yes.
That's like my whole opinion with Hollywood. It's like almost every facet of entertainment right now.
For real, being a horror fan, and I'm like hearing like there'll be another Halloween.
It's like we don't need another.
Not like Rob Zombie, like let's reboot it again.
Oh my God, yeah. I was just like, really, dude? Like, come on, man.
Those Rob Zombie ones were terrible. Gosh.
It's so bad. Like, it's just like, okay, we get it. You're married to Sherry Moon. Like, fuck off. Like, good God.
I like how angry you are about that.
That is why we have to see her right now. Yes. Oh, and the thing that made Michael Myers scary is that he had no reason for doing what he was doing. So thank you for spending half your movie giving him reasons to do everything he's doing.
Yeah, you just let him be that creepy guy. That was the thing about Michael
Myers. The guy
Myers.
who pretends to be a redneck and lives in a mansion. Leave Michael Myers alone.
I forgot you two were all on the horror movie.
Gosh. And they're gonna reboot Friday the 13th again.
Again?
And I'm just like, stop it.
I didn't see the rebooted one, but I heard that like at one point they like pitched the concept that maybe he wasn't guilty of the crimes. And that seems really interesting, like the idea of getting revenge because he was like innocent. And then there's like, and they abandoned it. And they were just like midway through the movie, they're like, haha, just kidding, he's totally a monster.
Good one.
Just kidding, it's what you thought I was, you guys.
Sorry if I spoiled that movie for anyone.
Spoilers. Jason kills a bunch of people.
Yes.
I remember I was at this really bad party one time, and what was it? Jason versus Freddy came out. Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
And it was just going so stupid. I was like, let's just watch a movie. This is dumb. So we rented the movie like through this like pay-per-view type format, and I remember thinking like how stupid that movie was. There's actually a scene where she's like, Freddy versus Jason, take your bets. That was actually dialogue, and I couldn't believe it. You know, I'm like, you guys heard that right? Because that was awful. That was probably the worst writing I've ever seen.
Like someone wrote that, and they made it. Like an actor had to read that line and memorize it and say it.
Yeah. There's probably more than one take of that.
Maybe that was a brilliant moment of improv.
Let's see. Looking at the chat, we have the question is, should I find this parenting talk discouraging? You know, it's just real parenting talk. There's good, there's bad. You know, I think the good outweighs the bad. But it's easier to talk about the bad, maybe.
Yeah. I think it's our nature as like humor artists to like make light of the terrible parts of it. And I wouldn't even call it terrible. It's just more like this parts that just stress you out.
Yeah.
This is kind of our escape.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I feel like it just ends up becoming part of like life. You're like, oh yeah, sometimes you wake up at 2 a.m. and you need to figure out why your child is crying. You know, it's not terrible. It's not like what you probably would prefer to be doing, but you know, you get rewarded with a lot of things. Mostly laughs and giggles at a baby. So it's not bad at all.
You're like, man, someone did this for me once.
Yes. Yeah. It gives you a lot more respect for your own parents.
It really does.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
Thank you. Wait, you did this with 3 kids? Like,
You know what's funny? I find out is like my parents kind of forgot how to take care of them. Kids
Oh, yeah.
sometimes, and I wonder if like after, so I have 2 siblings. I wonder after all 3 of us were old enough, they're like, all right, dump those skills because we won't
That
ever
knowledge.
It's just useful. You have to. It's like, all right, I got 3 kids I got to keep up with. Like, I don't need to know how to change diapers anymore. Just dump it. So smart. And then the other one is, wasn't Harley Quinn created in one of the animated series? Yeah, the original animated series, if you haven't checked it out, by Bruce Timm. Is that the guy who does the illustrations and stuff?
Ooh, I don't know if he was the designer on that or not. It is very Bruce Timm-esque now that you say that.
I'm pretty sure that's where I first heard Bruce.
It must have been, yeah. I think you could watch those on Amazon Prime at one point. They might still be out there.
Yeah, they are, because I played the first episode.
Oh my gosh, that was like that's a big art influence too on me, because I would get home and watch that every day after school. I just loved it.
He was good, yeah, because he did that one.
And it's one of the cooler representations of Batman, I think. Like in a motion type setting, a non-comic book. He's actually like scary and stuff, even though it was a cartoon for kids.
Yeah, but Harley Quinn was introduced there, and then there was so much like pull for her that they ended up.
Man, I did not realize that. I knew that they retconned the Mr. Freeze stuff to include the wife and the cure and because of them.
Yeah.
But I did not realize that. How crazy is it that there was a cartoon about Batman that did stuff like that? Like I went back and watched some of the old Spider-Man stuff from the 90s. I don't know if you ever watched that cartoon.
It was not that great of a cartoon.
And the animation is terrible. The thing is, they would do like a 6-part story about him growing the extra arms on like a Saturday morning cartoon. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Do you remember there was like a really
even though like everyone in that is buff, like Aunt May is buff.
Yeah.
Everyone's super jacked in that cartoon.
That was the Leadfield days, right? Or Rob Leaf. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Layfield?
Yeah.
LaField?
LaField.
Pouches and muscles.
Hot.
This guy's not jacked enough yet.
Yeah. You remember there was like a Spider-Man cartoon where he went to another planet of Spider-Man or something? It was very strange. I don't think it lasted for a long time. No? Am I the only one who remembers it?
I don't think I remember that.
I feel like I'm making up.
Did they do like a 20? Is it like 2099 or something? Or
I can't remember what the thing was. He just had to go to. He like blasted off to another planet to protect them.
naturally,
Of course, you know.
as Spider-Men do. Are you drawing an old prospector?
Me, I'm trying to.
Oh no, wait, that's a scarecrow mouth. I thought that was a mustache at first.
It was called Spider-Man Unlimited.
I see mustaches everywhere. Oh yeah, no, I've heard of that. That scarecrow is now. That is awesome.
It's okay. It looks like an old prospector.
I just thought I saw a stash and eyebrows.
It does look like stash and eyebrows, doesn't it?
As soon as you color it in, it will be obvious that it is scary gapes in his mouth.
So are you guys excited for Halloween? Being big horror fans that you are. I feel like
Yeah, I
it
just
made
don't
you
have
have to
anything
be
planned
huge.
for like a. Like we're actually there's a good chance we could be in the hospital giving birth.
Right.
So you will be doing the scariest thing.
Dude, so you'll have paternity leave and watch.
Just take pictures and mail it to people. Like just get full
Yeah.
frontal.
Please do not include me on that.
Tweet.
Tweet.
Man, why did Steven's Twitter account get banned? How weird.
Yeah.
Remember, I got retweeted by a porn star. I did like this comic once about like role playing in the bedroom, and it was just like a gag where there's two people actually playing like D&D in the bed, you know.
Oh,
And this woman was like, "You know, I love tabletop and sex," and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me, babe!" I like called my wife in there. Actually, Wes, she showed it to me.
Yeah, my friend retweeted it, and I was like, "Is this a porn star?" And I like clicked around, and it was like, "It was." Well,
That totally was.
there you go, you made it.
My wife's like, "You should go check out her profile. It's crazy." I was like, "You know what? I don't really. I'm at work. I can't really."
It was at the end of the day. It was.
I'm
I was
afraid that
more
is not
amazed-
feasible at the moment.
I think I was more amazed at the number of followers. That's my
Right.
It's like, this person has a ton of followers. Good for you.
I don't understand, like, because she's probably got followers who are like, "Oh my God, yeah, you're right, nice junk. Here's a retweet to all my followers," you know, and they're just like dirty weirdos.
You never know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you know, I guess I am generalizing that they're all dirty weirdos, but I can't imagine their fans, you know, like who's following them?
Good question. Maybe the porn star says very poignant things. I don't know. I don't follow her. I can't tell you. You gotta have an open heart here, Steven.
Okay.
I'm big. I have no idea. It's becoming late, isn't it? Yes. That's my excuse.
You did draw a rabbit with junk earlier. Be careful tweeting that one out.
Yes. I already did. It's tweeted.
This could happen again.
I feel like all mine have been like subpar because I'm just so like this is such new territory for me. This software.
It's good. Is there any questions you have? We can help you out here. Nick has read half the manual, it sounds like.
It doesn't really help you any. You're like, that did not answer my question.
Yeah, I had to go on YouTube a lot more. To find things.
That's what I end up doing.
There's like a guy, Doug Hill, I think, who does a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff with that. So you always end up running into his.
He has
I
a
think
big.
that's what I might end up doing because I love like process videos on YouTube are always fun for me to watch.
Yeah, like that's what I did. Is I saw all his stuff, and there are others out there too, but I just kind of watched. He has like an intro one, you know, intro to Manga Studio 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get that, and you get a feel for like what a vector layer is. You know, that's the stuff that's really different.
Yeah.
You're using the vector layers.
No, I don't know how to do any of that. That'll be
Down
something I will definitely have to learn.
down at your little layer box, you should have like the regular new layer, and then the one beside it should be vector layer, and you can use all the pins on it and stuff.
What are the
And
checkboxes next to the eyeballs?
I don't know. Well, one of them is just like lock them in, I think.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. Oops. Yeah.
Oh my God, you can do layer folders here. That's the one thing I'm so excited about that. That sounds stupid to be excited about, but Photoshop Elements
Whole
is
new world.
Yeah.
And then you can have things like a ruler layer. Like you can have special rulers, like so you can like have round shapes or things and like use it to snap to.
Oh, nice.
So you can draw like a rounded shape. It's like having drafting tools, but with like pressure sensitivity, you know.
Yeah, that's what's really nice. So you
And
know.
that's the way that perspective layers work too. Is it's like you draw a special ruler and then you're like, oh, I'm snapped to this perspective ruler, and all of your lines will stay, you know, to your vanishing point and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
I've just started messing with that though. It's a little bit over my head at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't messed with that one too much, but I can show you the guide stuff if you want to see that.
I do know how to draw a vanishing point, but you know,
There you go.
Manga Studio fanciness. I'm not totally down on.
That's all you really need to know is a vanishing point.
That's really it.
Unfortunately.
Sometimes you have one, sometimes you have two, sometimes you have three.
Do you guys like the balloon pen? Have you tried that out?
What was that? The balloon pin?
It's like a balloon pen I found.
Oh gosh, no, I haven't tried that.
Yeah. So the balloon pin. I don't do the balloon pin. That's this one, right? Boop. And it makes sense.
Do
I like
that.
the curved balloon where you can do kind of like the points.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying out too.
So far, I've still just been super simple. I just draw it with the pen, the G pen.
Yeah.
If you go
Well,
to
like in Photoshop, I did the ellipse shape, you know, and then just kind of threw my own tail in.
Right.
I like the pin, and then if you go to the tool beside it, the correct point, you can kind of go in and like reshape the speech bubble a little bit like that.
Batman. I kind of like this Batman. It turned out just kind of messing around.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. I like
It's
that.
also like
Nice
illustrated.
hashing.
I'm pretty pleased with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Batman is killer.
We're just screwing around. I really like the shading on that scarecrow, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that does look really good.
Is that just the pencil?
Yeah.
Default pencil? Nice.
Or it's a Frieden pencil layout blue.
Ah,
too.
gotcha.
Oh, cool.
Man, I need to get some of his now that I have that thing.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to ask you. What are some good brush packs?
He's the man. The Freedom.
I like Frieden a lot, and then I like there's Daub DAUB, and he does some stuff. He has a good set. Like here's some. Like,
I need to get some of those because I enjoy supporting their work and experimenting with different stuff.
mhm. He has some good like concept.
I mean, it's still up to you just to practice and improve your control or whatever, but it's helpful to have good tools.
Yeah, no, I know.
The pen makes a difference. I
It
think
does.
a good brush makes a difference.
I was real hesitant. I was just real lazy about like installing the pins for a while in this one, and it's just I think it's changed up how I draw. Like
Oh man, I think it's having good brushes in Photoshop has helped the way I draw digitally a ton.
yeah.
Just having stuff that's properly tuned to be sensitive and still look organic in a way and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
And I've been messing around with more of the pins too, so just trying to get.
It's like I keep forgetting that I have Manga Studio. I'm like, yeah, I need to go buy some of these brushes or pens or whatever they are in Manga Studio, whatever they're called.
And they're never badly priced either, so I want to try out. Who's that one guy? That one guy has like an awkward pencil pen, is what it's called. He does all like the animated Nintendo comics. Zach Gorman.
Oh yeah, Zach Gorman.
He has some that I wanted to try out.
Oh dude, I didn't know he had some. I need to try that.
They're on like Gumroad for so much. I think
Awesome.
$45.
That's where a lot of that stuff is hanging out.
Yeah. I want to get some stuff up there. I started doing more. I want to do more like a sketch comic every Friday.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Patrons.
That was good.
Did you like that one?
I did, man. It was
I-
funny.
I did it really loosely too, and I was just like, I should.
Oh darn, I didn't see that.
Well, are you a patron? Here, I can actually just share.
Oh no, I'm not. I need to do that.
You, Pete, no.
I need to do that.
Here you go. I'll just show you. Where is it? Don't go alone. Here it is.
I did like no leisurely web browsing on Friday. I was all locked in.
Here it is. We can read it together.
Dude, that's
That
awesome.
one.
Take these earplugs. Use these so you can see like the line is a lot looser than
Yeah.
I normally try to do. And then there's the last panel.
Southerners.
Man, I love that.
So I just liked. I mean, it was really quick. I did it while
looks
my daughter
awesome.
sleep, so it was like maybe an hour and a half or something.
Your brush, like the color you did it with, was that like kind of the oil paint brush, or do you have like a one you downloaded?
When I downloaded, let's see, I think.
Gosh, I need to go patronize you.
Yeah.
I need a patron, period. I'm so sick of like not being have time to do that, man.
I used one that they were the art markers, so this is what they look like. And so you can kind of do them, and they work like Prism. So you're like, do, and then you're like, do. So that's not changing any of the color there. And then they make the same kind of lines over top each other,
Yeah.
the way a
Okay.
marker would, which is nice.
That's pretty nice.
And then you can do like a dense version of it too, so if you just need it.
So I guess pressure sensitive.
Yeah. So they're part of the Freedom Pack. I think the dry brush stuff. All their dry brush stuff is pretty cool. Look at that. It has that little like green in behind it. I can't remember which I did the actual inking on, but I was just trying more stuff, to kind of break away from. I wanted to get looser and just faster. It's like, if I can get faster, I can produce more comics. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I apologize.
I really like the way that looks. I think that looks awesome.
I like that brushes.
I think I've been doing a lot more like hand and random anatomy drawings,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
just like to kind of practice out. A lot at like work, like during meetings that I just can't stand being a part of.
Right, just draw hands the whole meeting.
I have
You
to hide
had-
them for the same reason. It's like you don't want people to kind of get in on your shit.
Yeah.
Really relaxing.
You're still like working from home like 4 days a week, right?
Yeah,
That's nice.
it's great. I mean, I go to school
That's true.
like
Oh gosh.
on.
I always forget you have like a million things going.
You
on.
poor man.
Yeah, it really sucks because I haven't really put out a comic actually almost 2 weeks now. And I really hate it because I can just watch my readership dwindle the longer I go without putting something out. And it's like frustrating because I really wanted to get something done this week, but there was a project due Thursday that was one of the hardest things I think I've ever had to do, like with programming. And it was like it was a really kind of a high, like it kind of determines your grade for the rest of the semester.
I think people will always come back though. It's a really weird like relationship I feel like people have with webcomics nowadays.
Yeah.
There are the loyal fans, but there's a lot of people who will kind of like come and go and be like, in the more times you can kind of hit that like front page stuff. I don't know. I say that, but I don't have like a ton of fans. So I'm not making money off of webcomics, so maybe you should not listen to me.
No, you are, man. You're doing a Patreon.
Yeah. I do okay. I do okay. I'm not good at like self-advertising a lot of times. So.
I was talking to Lunar Baboon. I was like about his new pad that he got. He got this. I think he got a Cintiq or something. It was awesome.
Yeah, the little companion pad or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. And I was like, man, how much that's like? Or I was like, I'm jealous. I really want to get one. He's like, all you got to do is start a Patreon, and that's it. I'm like, yeah, but I just don't think I have 180,000 people on Facebook willing to,
Yeah.
to donate to it.
Lunar Baboon has like put in the time, like he's pushed and pushed like those comics. And
He really has, man.
like
He
harder and stronger.
He's like one of those people you just know deserves it.
Yeah. You can tell he just comes home and he does it, and it's a really smart move. But... Let's all grow up to be like Lunar Baboon, is what we're saying.
Let's grow up. Hey, did you end up doing his felines and misdemeanors? Yeah.
I haven't finished up my version yet. I actually pulled it up because I was like, oh, if I got a little time before we start, I should start drawing that. I couldn't find size. Do you have the size on it? Or is it just like...
Let me pull it up, man. I'll let you know. I asked him a while back the same question.
I was like, can I just miss it? I might have just missed it.
I like your Freddy 8-bit.
Oh, thanks. I've really been liking messing around in 8-bit stuff recently. This is not going well. I'm just going to give up on this layer.
I'll come in handy on your game making.
Yeah. It's a nice, like, different challenge. Where it's like... I don't know. You get it. You get what I'm saying.
Okay.
You understand, I'm sure.
All right. It's 8. I was like, are there any size requirements? He says, no, as long as it's going to be printed on an 8.5 by 11, so he can resize it as needed.
Okay.
I would just maybe go with a DPI choice. Like I think I did. I sent him a 150. I mean, I guess I could have gone. It's just line art, It's not like there's any shading involved.
Yeah. Do you have yours? Can I see yours?
Yeah.
Or do you not want to reveal it yet?
No, man, it's cool. I might just like send you the link though. I don't know how that works. Can I? Because it's like it's his, I guess, to like distribute to the world. Like I don't know if there's like I would be breaking some kind of like whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Going to prison.
The rest of you listening, just ignore this whole conversation.
Here, I'll tweet it to you guys. Like personal message. Whatever.
Oh man, I get to feel so elite.
I believe the term is elite.
Oh my bad. That shows how elite I am.
I guess if you didn't know, he's doing this like coloring book that's felines and misdemeanors. It's a bunch of cats and like
Oh, that's hilarious.
committing misdemeanors. It's supposed to be just line art, and it's going to be set up like a coloring book.
Oh, that's funny.
And so like us and like a handful of other incredible artists are on the list,
When I first checked the list, the only name on there was yours, and so I looked today and I was just like, oh shit, this is like a list of like people I really admire. Like, oh crap.
Yeah, man.
Don't
I think
know
like
if I'm hanging.
Wienersmith is on there. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. That dude's huge.
Yeah, he did the intro for the last one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just like, God, that's crazy.
He's one dude that like I really would love to like get on here and talk to or something. I don't even think he's a dad, but it would just be awesome to like kind of pick his brain about science and stuff. Because like his wife's a biologist and he knows like a shitload of stuff, like just about different things that are going on in the world of science right now. It's really kind of interesting to read his comic.
Well, we'll send him an invite. I feel like I should start sending people invites.
That'd be awesome. Like we can be enough dad for everybody.
Yeah.
We can be the dads, and you can bring the expertise.
Okay. My misdemeanor was vandalism. I'm gonna tweet it real quick. Hopefully it'll go. Okay. All right. It should be sent.
Oh, there it is.
I just got a buzz in my pocket. No one should leave. They shouldn't if they want to stay. I feel like maybe we should talk to the chat more. Is there any other questions you have, or anything you want to talk about? I'd like to see. We are here for you. I feel like we did just forget that other people might be watching.
I'm here to share things I know very little about. I'm gonna have to go to bed.
That is adorable. Yeah, we'll probably wrap up in the next 30 minutes.
I got my Batman here.
Wes, what's your misdemeanor?
It's voter. Let me see if I can get it right. Intimidation of voters. So we're gonna have this like cat sitting outside of like the polls, just like wah, trying to figure.
Dude, I really wanted to do the one like failure to pay child support. I forgot who got it. It's family.
Let me see if I can find them for you. Tragic Sands comics. This Scarecrow, isn't he scary?
Extremely.
Have you got Halloween outfits for all of your kids? We'll go back to that topic.
Ooh, not yet. Not yet.
Oh man, you got one for me for a baby bot. It is adorable.
What is it?
It is.
Can you reveal?
I can. I'll reveal it here. It's a bat outfit. It is just like precious beyond belief. I'm really excited. So like I always call my daughter Baby Bot. Just like a nickname for her. That's not her actual name. I don't want anyone to think I'm a terrible
Baby Bot
parent.
Hall.
What?
Baby Bot Hall. That's her official name.
It's not her actual name.
But I was excited because it's going to be Baby Bat. Ah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
She was really cute. We went to the store when we weren't going to pick it up or anything. I wasn't really like thinking about it, or at least like we'll look at them. And we saw that one, and she like snuggled up with it immediately. Like, that's too precious.
That decides it.
Yeah. And we put it on, and she just kind of started walking around in it. I don't think she likes the hood as much, but you know, the rest is okay.
I don't know what we're doing yet.
So it's kind of hard to do. Like we always get last minute ideas, and then they're just rushed, you know.
Was thinking about one of the boys said they wanted to be a Ninja Turtle, so I thought it'd be kind of hilarious for them to be Ninja Turtles.
That would be funny. You make your wife go as April.
Yeah, there you go. You
Just be
know,
the other Ninja Turtle. We had a Ninja Turtle outfit for her that she was gotten by her niece, which her niece is like 8, and I really appreciate her because I told her one time my favorite Ninja Turtle was Michelangelo, and even though her favorite Ninja Turtle is Raphael, she'll still always give me Michelangelo stuff. So she got me like nunchucks one time, and she got me like this little like Ninja Turtle that like slings across the room. So, but she got Baby Bot Ninja Turtle outfit, and it just didn't end up fitting her. So we gave it away at a yard sale. But we found this little bat costume. We're just like, this is too cute to pass up.
Last year, my wife she wasn't pregnant back then, but we had our 2 boys, and we were each like Ghosts and Pac-Man.
Oh, nice.
nice.
4 of us, you know. And we made this little kind of like cardboard Pac-Man on a stick, and we would like run away from it, you know.
That's cute.
And then we went downtown later on, but the boys went stay with their grandparents, you know. And so it was just me and her in these 2 ghost outfits, and nobody got it,
Oh.
you know. I was like, our kids are home. Here's a picture. Quit showing us your kids at a bar.
one year during college, we did there was an event called Ghost, and it's when they would like give out candy to kids like in a safe spot. We made this big we took all the like the side lumber the art school had, and we had made this big fort up front, and I was like a bear. Was I a bear? Or was that? Oh no, there was another guy who was dressed as a bear. Jason Scott was dressed as a bear, and I was dressed as like a settler. And the bear would, so he would run around and go like, hide me, and then I would come around and go, have you seen a bear around here? To like the various people. It was so dumb, but it was hilarious.
We went as the Moonanites one year. We made this gaudy costumes out of cardboard.
I'm doing this as hard as I can.
Yeah, on the moon, this beer would be terrible. Just went around talking like idiots the whole night. Some people got us, but like 100 people who didn't watch the show thought we were like Legos.
No, I like that you live it up. I appreciate that you seem to really. You're our dad that lives it up.
That lived it up.
You live it up, man. You still are. Going to bars, being friendly. Were you in a rock band or you just played guitar?
No, I was never like I played at parties, but it was like whenever I would get together with people, a lot of the people in like where I was staying, Columbia, South Carolina, and Charleston, always wanted to play like jam band music. You know, which is basically just masturbation on a guitar.
Let's play Fish.
Yeah, man, it's great. God, listen to this one with Train of Stuff. You know, like really, it was just garbage to me. And like, I tried to play with some people who were into punk, but they were few and far between, and they were all like, just wanting to like make it big, and they had these dumb ideas that would never show up.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about punk rockers. It's like not the most dependable people. I don't know how like any punk band ever forms.
So it was like, I mean, like I was never in anything that like put out an album or anything, but we'd play at parties every once in a while.
What was your best band name?
Our best band name?
Yeah.
It would always like change party to party because I was always playing with like a different group of people. You know, it was not like, hey, we booked a party. It was like, hey, we're all drunk and there are instruments. You know.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Nice. You have the rock and roll past. I was in a band once. We played one Halloween show. Actually.
What was your guys' name?
Art School Romance.
Nice.
I was the lead singer. At one
How was
point,
that?
it was okay. I didn't know what like we didn't really plan anything out, so it was just dumb, like wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
We opened for like our friends who, or the friend who was like he could DJ a little bit, so he was the DJ. We had another guy on like bass, another guy on guitar, and so I would just like pretty much my lead singing became I would introduce people as they came into the room. They would play stuff. I would just be like, "Hey, Thomas is here."
Oh, he brought dip.
It was like 15 minutes. I made them chant my name at one point. I said, when you say Wes, when I say Wes, you say Lee, West Lee, and then I had to stop someone because they were a little too excited about it. So I was like, you gotta bring it down a little bit. So. It was just like a joke thing. But
Yeah.
I need to find pictures of it. There are pictures of it. I was dressed as Marty McFly.
Oh, nice touch.
That was the closest I've gotten to fame. That's my fame story. Nick, were you ever in a band, or you just played with like church and stuff?
Yeah, I've done the playing some guitar at church and things like that. I kind of got to where I would sing with some friends. We had like a little quartet of us doing like sort of like folky kind of renditions of like older songs, But I've never gotten to just wail on an electric guitar though. I can't say.
You were in that one band in college, the Bill Murrays.
Yeah, we did have a fake band.
Yes.
Yes.
It was called the Bill Murrays. I used them for a photo shoot.
Yep, pretty much.
It was Nick, my friend Tom, Mick's roommate, and a girl named Jenny. I was really proud of that dumb band name.
It's the best dumb band name ever. And you dress up as a different character from a Bill Murray movie.
Yeah.
I was going to be Bill Murray from Groundhog Day.
So I played a couple of church shows, and they're always really interesting because like there's always like a breakdown in prayer on one or two songs, you know, like a praise song. And my instructions, because I never sang, but it was always as the guitarist, like I'd be playing with my brother or somebody, and they would be like, you know, just kind of solo over that. So it was a weird challenge to like solo over somebody like having a heartfelt moment with the crowd, you know.
Right. I just got to keep looping over this chorus. Like for us, it's just a little quartet of us, and we just play a few old hymns, like just a folkier kind of rendition. No need for filler, fortunately. Because I know what you mean. You're like, how long do I go?
Yeah, and I don't know his tempo, so I can't like.
Because they're not gonna like signal you when they're about to finish.
Yeah, and amen.
They give you the signal. Yeah.
Lord, I just want to thank you for this. This is your cue, Stephen, in the solo. Wrap it up. We're going back now.
Down. You know, I was like, I remember I would try and pull in some like bluesy stuff, like with, like 'cause I was just really big into Hendrix when I was playing like some of these shows, and so he would just be like, we're gonna play like some, oh my god, I can't remember the band names anymore. Third Day or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
No Jars of Clay. Heartbreaking.
no, there was another one. It was like 3 days something. I forgot. But my brother was really into them. He's like, we're gonna play all these songs, and they're so like their tempo is definitely not anywhere near like Hendrix, you know. So it was always like a different experience. It was fun. I mean, it was just kind of like definitely like a different crowd to play to.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
You know, they're not drinking, so.
Gosh, I don't have that to gloss over my errors.
You know what's funny though is like, I guess I was sexier back then, but you would get like those eyes from certain people because girls just like love guitar players, you know. And I remember like there was this girl who was just like, I don't know what her deal was, but she was just it was the kind of person I guess you're playing and she's in the crowd and just kind of making eye contact continuously and will not stop. But like you look somewhere else, she kind of moves that way in the room.
You're like, excuse me, I'm just trying to muscle my way through a prayer session. That's funny. I haven't had that experience. Thanks for rubbing it in.
Oh no, I'm not tooting. Like, you know, this was like 10 years ago. I mean, I'm not sitting here like this was last week and I'm attractive or anything.
Even you are attractive. You need to just get some respect about yourself.
Feel like those days are done. That's why I'm married. So I don't have to worry about that now.
You like me? I'm Harry Griffiths.
Yes.
All right, let me flip over to what you guys are doing.
Now I'm doing old Batman.
That Scarecrow is pretty bitchin'.
Well, thank you. I think I might have used too many lines, but I'm good with it. I'm trying some
That Batman is also pretty bitchin'. It's so angry.
You're drawing Leela there from Futurama.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I'm just doing the anatomy thing. I have no idea what to do. I drew a Batman, but it looks like an idiot, like a mongoloid Batman with like
It's like a Devo interpretation of Batman. It's a mongoloid.
What's the there's a condition like hydrocephalic or something. Where, like their brain, it's like head swelling, I think. Like Roger from American Dad.
You're just rubbing in your science knowledge. That's what you're doing.
Well, I found that word out because of American Dad. I didn't get that from school. Like it was actually a term that like Roger uses when he's kind of on shit.
Oh yeah, when I was working on that stuff where I'm pursuing my PhD, I remember them talking about a little thing.
Why I raised 2, almost 3 children, and work on a comic that's more successful than either of you. You know, whatever.
No biggie.
No biggie. Oh, I was also playing in a in a punk rock Christian band that we get eyes from all the ladies.
And the ladies liked us.
They liked us a lot. Now I just feel like I'm being cruel. I'm sorry.
No, I feel like I'm being what is those guys that one up people?
Oh yeah.
I hate being that guy, if I ever sound like that guy, just stop me.
Oh, you don't
Because I
sound
really
like that
like.
guy.
I think it's just, I don't know. I just hate being that guy.
No, you're a very humble guy. I asked about your band experience. I was only in my artificial bands.
Artificial.
My artificial band. My best band experience was we had to do a senior art show, and so at our school, and so my senior art show, we ran out of space in the little like student gallery because there were so many people graduating that semester. So I was like, I volunteered to do mine in a van. So I rented a U-Haul van. Well, my friend rented a U-Haul van because I couldn't drive at the time, and I was not 25. Because they don't let you rent a car until you're like 25, or you have to be like of some age. So we rented one, but then parked it in the sculpture yard of the school, and then my friends were like, I have a band, and I was like, can you play? And they were like, yeah. So they played this like really weird, atmospheric, just like creepy music in the background, and they were like hidden by half of a garage wall, so you can only see their like feet and like the bottom of the instruments. It was just like, it was great. It was like the best thing ever. You have to do like food at those things. And so I got another friend to come out and make grilled cheese sandwiches with an iron, and was just like, and you just are supposed to be like an angry New Yorker, so he would just like yell at people. He's like, you want one? It's $1, even though it was supposed to be free. So he tried to charge people for it. It was great. I don't think he got any money, but it worked out well. It was like on a Thanksgiving. It was the week before Thanksgiving, so it was like. It was really like cold and kind of like, and there was a bonfire going. It was a very surreal like, and then there was art inside a car.
See, that sounds awesome.
It's the way it should be, right?
Yeah, I remember it because it was the same week the other guy was going. He was really big into vinyl signage, and so one of the vinyl signs he made was for a barber. And so he had a hair cutter. He had the barber come in, and you could get a haircut. So on one side of the building there was this like barber, and then you walk through the big like sculpture room, which is just a bunch of like wood tables, dust, and like welding equipment. You'd come out to this like yard full of just a bonfire and an old, hollowed out, whatever those round things you blow up in a. They're not barrels. Yeah, I guess a barrel. And then like in the back of like a Ryder truck. So it was good times. It was very surreal. This was my college experience.
It's a strange time to be at the art department.
Yeah, I accept that it was not probably normal. Well, Nick had a very nice and normal show.
I did.
Yours was mostly illustration, or was it?
It was identity work.
Okay. I remember Tom did a lot of illustration,
Yep.
right? You guys
Yep.
did a show.
Yep, I did. I like made up a company that made cubicle survival products to help people entering the cubicle workforce. And so like I made like a field guide
Nice.
to surviving in an office, and all of your typical branding kind of stuff. So that was me.
Nice.
And it was just hanging on a wall. It was just hanging on a wall, no van involved.
Give us a chance.
I was like, that sounds like that would take effort. I think I'll just hang it on a wall.
What are some habits you guys have carried on from art school? You think like into, I guess now?
That's a good question, and I don't have an answer for it. I don't think there are many habits. I got from art school.
I mean, it doesn't have to be taught. Like, it can be any kind of skill you've developed that you feel like
Yeah.
you might have carried out or gotten out of the experience, you know?
And now that I'm doing some graphic design work again, I mean, I still go through the same process I learned for like doing design projects for sure. Like a
Like,
thumbnailing stage, a rough stage, you know. Definitely when I critique work, I still use a lot of the lessons I learned.
did you
So,
ever get a
except I
good
have
critique?
I have a slight bit more confidence, maybe. Not much,
Okay.
but a little bit. So
I
that
feel like
actually
it
helps
was.
make it better.
I feel like it was hard to get a good critique in art school because everybody was so like sensitive about
Yeah,
stuff.
people are a little pensive.
Yeah. And so no one wanted to come in and be like, "Yours was shit. Can we still have lunch tomorrow?"
Did you have to critique each other?
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah.
you'd like hang it up, and people would say like, "This idea is working," or "This idea is failing," and which it seems like a nice concept, but a lot of times it's like you just get nothing from it. You're just like, I need like notes. You know how it goes. I don't know. It didn't feel like a safe spot all the time. There were people who you knew were going to be defensive no matter what. So
Yeah, that's really happened.
I think I got like just a willingness to keep making and an interest in it. Uh, that was really like useful to me. Like you don't have to accept the challenge at the face value of it, and that's like part of art school is like hearing a challenge and then like figuring out how to do your own take on it, which I
Yeah,
think is
that
pretty
makes. I
useful.
see that. Yeah, that's. So I'm really learning all this like on my own. You know, everything I try and do is just kind of been on my own without any kind of professional thing, which I wish I would have had. But one thing I bet I would have gotten really early on if I had gone to art school was that like not everything has to be a complete duplication. You know,
Yeah,
like I mean, it's just really when started all of this. Actually, in the early days of my comic, I tried to get every body part down. You know, and it's really kind of shitty when I go back and look at all this because I'm like, wow, that shoulder's ridiculous. The body's too tiny. Everything's, you know, and I think I was just on a mission to make everything photorealistic or something, even though it was so ridiculously far from it.
a lot of that is just like weaving into the style. You know, you have to like learn those things by drawing it. I look at some of my old comics that are up, and I'm just like, even after going to art school and having a lot of photo drawing classes, it's just like this is bad proportion. This doesn't make any sense. What's going on here? I think it's really just I saw a talk from Pendleton Ward, and he was talking the guy who does Adventure Time. He created Adventure Time, and he was talking about how like he was like even though I went to art school, I didn't learn how to draw until it was my job, until I had to do it every day. Like
Hmm.
that's when I figured out like oh this is how you draw. This is how you do this. And drawing's one of those skills that's like you don't get to learn it till you do it a bunch, and you just have to like shit at it for a while,
Yeah,
and you'll get better. If you keep pressing, if you get to a point of where you're not pressing anymore, then you're not going to get better. But if you keep going,
Yeah, I think the thing I could have done better is just a little more time to like study that kind of thing. Like what people out there who are doing this for a living, like what did it really take for them to get to that level, you know?
yeah,
And it is like you have to draw every day. No.
I wish I had appreciated that time when I had
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Like you have to work your butt off, essentially.
You know? I wish it, yeah, you're just like, oh, I want to go hang out and play Halo with my friends. I just remember so many days just sitting there watching Scrubs, and it's just like, oh, why didn't I just like just I've seen that episode. There was nothing I was missing.
yeah.
Where'd it go? Why was I so afraid of missing
Being
something?
a dad makes you see that time is precious.
Yeah, it's just like, well, just now I'm like, I feel like Megan is so far ahead of me, you know, like and she's just starting out. You know, she's great. She's doing great stuff, and she's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
It's like, when did I think like I should start a comic? Like I should just make comics. Like,
Oh, it's a Karibo shoe.
Yeah, I can't get it. I need to get this wide window.
Love it.
what are you talking about?
Steven's drawing a Karibo shoe from Mario 3.
You know, I actually did not know the name of that. Thank you for clarifying that. I was sitting there trying to Google it. I was like,
Oh man, we got Mario Maker.
no,
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Oh.
I love it.
How do you have time for anything else?
So I make stages that are loaded with, power-ups for my oldest to play through.
Yeah, nice.
He has a ball with it. He loves it. Oh man. But this is going to be the focus week of drawing and see how I do.
I'm excited to see. Do you have like the master plan laid out?
The unfortunate thing is knowing the thing that you talked about, Wes, that there's an Adventure Time quote from Jake, I think it is. He's saying the first step to being good at sucking is the first step to being kind of good at something, I think is. So I'm trying to push myself beyond the comfortable things that I'm really good at, because I tend to, if I'm just mindlessly doodling, I just doodle the stuff I'm really good at drawing,
Yeah, seriously.
So I'm trying to purposefully push myself.
Oh, nice.
I've noticed that too. Like some of the guys, actually, there was a guitarist named Steve Vai who I used to kind of idolize, and I was like, they would always ask like, how did you get so good? Because he was really good in the '80s. And he would seriously sit in his closet for like 10 hours a day just playing, in the dark, and that's what it took for him to get big. And I was like, I wonder how many other types of disciplines this is the case, where you just have to sit there for like 10 hours a day trying to master something that you've never attempted before.
Yeah, so, I was talking about like the perspective tools and stuff earlier. I mean, we're going to be like drawing cities and all kinds of stuff, so
Oh, nice.
it's going to be painful.
I realize I've been doing
But fun. Fun.
I'm sorry, man. Did I interrupt you? I apologize.
No. It's going to be crazy but fun. So,
I've been
but
doing
is there a plan though? I don't know if there's a plan.
I didn't know if there was like, you're like, all right, so at 5 o'clock I'm gonna get out,
Oh yeah, no, there's totally a plan. I get up so early. I mean, if I started right away, I mean, I could be done with my workday by like 3:30 or 4, really.
Oh yeah.
And then it's just gonna be take like those 2 hours to draw after that. So I'm just trying to take what used to be my commute and just make it draw time is the plan, and see what happens. I'm gonna try to do like superhero commission-y type things. Probably draw some comic book pages. Try to draw some comic book pages and get that down, and then finally draw some more gaggy comics, webcomic-y comics too. Is the plan. Get myself a little diversity.
It's part of your daily routine.
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing your time out?
Just kind of, yeah, like I just have my little schedule made up, so it's like 6:30 to 3:30 or 4 is day job work, and then the 2 hours after I wrap, I'm gonna just draw straight for 2 hours. And I'm just gonna try to do that every day.
There's a question from the chat.
See what happens.
It's what inspired you to draw? Nick, do you wanna start?
I've just always done it. I don't even know. Like there actually is like an old photo of me, and I'm like 3 years old sitting on a bed drawing. I've just always done it. I think also watching Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Propelled me quite a bit. My grandfather would draw some with me. He was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good at drawing. I mean, we'd sit and like draw stuff out of books and just pass it back and forth and just draw stuff. But I don't know. I've just always done it.
It's been about the same for me. I remember, like, sitting around drawing as a kid. I was telling somebody, like, I remember my dad's office had all these, like, Ninja Turtle drawings that I had done on the wall. and maybe it's just like that was like the first time I could feel accomplishment, or I don't know what, but it was just something I was always attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
I remember even being like a kid, and everybody would be like, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a policeman, and I was like, cartoonist.
That was me. That's what I always said. That I wanted to be a cartoonist, yeah. I found, and I mean, some little things that pushed me along the way is I would draw like, we would make homemade birthday cards,
Oh, yeah.
and I would draw a caricature of like the family member it was for. And so I was like trying to draw caricatures even when I was like 8 years old, even though they weren't very good.
That's awesome. Do you still do that? You
It
still
was
sign your cards like with drawings and all that?
You know, I found some. I have found some over the years. Some of them weren't half bad, really. But no, I haven't done it, man. I haven't done a self-made birthday card in a while. I should do that. I always try to draw something cool on the envelope if it's for one of my nieces or nephews or something.
What about you, Steven? Is there anything that got you into drawing?
I mean, it was just like I remember being very young and it being a whole mix of everything. Like, you know, all these cartoons were out. I remember thinking how cool like Animaniacs was. I love that show
Yes.
as
Yeah.
a kid. And I thought that was incredible. I thought like Eon Flux was kind of coming out too.
Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy.
I
All
used
the
to really admire. Yeah, I still admire it.
And I had a great grandfather or great uncle who was like an old school artist. He used to do designs for I think he got a couple of magazine jobs. I didn't really need to go look up his stuff because I don't know why I haven't, but
Man.
his sketches were incredible. And so that and Friends, it really all just kind of culminated, and I really just like was like, oh, okay, I can sketch around and let it look cool. Oh, and Calvin and Hobbes, that was a real
Oh,
big
of
one.
course.
Yeah, I remember going to like the newspapers on Sunday morning, and it was just like that was the thing. Or after church, you get home from church, and it was just like devouring time. There were Schultz and Larson and Watterson all on the page.
The Far Side, man.
Oh my God.
So good.
I don't know if I ever got past like loving those things. Here's my scarecrow.
Awesome. I'm drawing just some weird looking guy at the moment.
Likewise, let me see your scarecrow.
It's time to sleep. It's crazy if I'm drawing something this weird looking.
Scarecrow's badass.
I
Look
like
at that, dude, Nick.
I don't even know. I don't even know, guys. I don't know what's going on.
I like that guy.
With caricatures, is there kind of like a method to it? Like I almost assume like whenever I'm watching these guys draw, which I love doing, I feel like they have some kind of like rule like about accentuating certain features.
At first, I was always just emulating like the guy you could find at like, you know, your theme park or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of gone beyond that as I've gotten older, where I've kind of like blended my own style with it a bit. I think
Yeah.
more so than like trying to emulate that. But that's always what I did when I was a kid, man. You know, I'd have some drawn of me, and I'd just sit and like try to draw it.
Yeah.
Have it hanging on my wall, trying to draw it. Yeah, totally.
One of the earliest lessons I learned about lying was that I was a kid and we were at like Carowinds, this amusement park in the Carolinas, and I got my caricature done as the Terminator, like half robot, half me, you know.
Oh, of course.
As a kid, and I took it into class like a couple weeks later. I was like, look what I did, you know, like an asshole. And then of course all the other kids are like, you're incredible, draw me, you know. And then so I had to pony up, and then I realized that like, you know, it doesn't pay to lie.
It's a good lesson.
Yeah, it was, man.
Let that be a lesson to you kids wanting to steal people's artwork out there.
Yeah. And now it's like one of the most frustrating things about being an artist on the web.
And now they steal your artwork. Hope you feel now you've learned.
It's still coming back to haunt me. That one guy, like, he put some kind of caricature curse on me, and it's like what caused it all.
He's actually the guy who's like retweeting everything without your signature on it.
Right.
Solely him.
He's that guy.
He's the guy doing
64.
it.
Just doing this all day.
He knows.
I like Twitter.
I'll get you, Steven. Well, guys,
Okay.
I think we could call it a night.
So I think I'm ready to
Especially that's what
pass out.
Nick is
Join
trying.
with that.
Especially
Okay,
with
Drew.
this guy.
Yeah.
You got it.
Thank you for watching us. Thank you for staying. Thank you for participating in the chat. Again, thanks to Megan from Doodle for Food. And I'm Wesley. You can find me at namelesspcs.com or on Twitter at namelesspc, singular.
Oh. Singular. I didn't realize the singular.
Spicing it up, yeah.
Even though I reply you constantly. I'm Nick. I'm Nerd Pruitt on Twitter, and this is currently all I'm doing. But that will change. I'll have things to pimp next time, I believe. So.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be sweet. I'm Stephen McGee of RainDogComic.com, and you can find me at Twitter on RainDogComic. Don't type on RainDogComic.
That might get scary.
So that's been us. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks, or maybe we can convince another person to
Ooh.
come on here. I don't make any guarantees. It might just be the three of us rolling again.
To be as cool as us.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. And out.